in Chicago as you hear the crowd noise, or sorry, the player noise as brooms go down. We begin. First quad ball action here on the side of the Chicago Prowl, and they're the ones that start with the quad ball. It is dodgeball control on the side of Minneapolis.
Yeah, that's Joe Blanchard and Gracie Johnson with the dodgeballs. Darian Mersic-Ellis with the quad ball for Chicago.
DME, as has been known, ball's going to go to the outside, keeping it on the perimeter. Minneapolis taking their time, trying to get dodgeball control away from this Monarch defense, but they've been stout so far this season in their first series against Detroit.
Yeah, they were very impressive in the dodgeball game, especially with the flag runner on pitch, but looking good at the start here against Chicago.
Once again, no resets here in the new season, and it's going to cost them. The Monarchs are on the fast break. Number 45, Jackson Sellner, is going to get the ball into the middle of the field. Keep it for the Monarchs, trying to find an open person. They do get the chaser there. Back to Sellner, but it's a beautiful stick on the side of the Prowl. Defense is strong, but the quad ball, stays on the side of the Monarchs until the turnover is made. Errant pass, but beautiful defense on the side of the Prowl.
Yeah, what a tackle by Darian Mersic-Ellis. We know what he can do offensively, but he's showing he can do it defensively too for the Prowl.
Number 31, Riley Andrews, bringing down the quad ball. Does make a cut, draws both dodgeballs, and it's a beautiful hoop. 10 points for the Prowl as they get on the board. Number 9, Byron Ing with the score. And one of the dodgeballs goes down first.
Wow, well that was a beautiful drive by Riley Andrews and exactly what the Prowl needed at that point. After a first possession where the Minneapolis Beaters were running the defense, dominating the defensive half, they needed somebody to attack. Riley Andrews did that, and Byron Young was there for the alley-oop.
It's exactly what we needed to see out of this Chicago squad. For years so far, they've tried to create some dynamic offensive looks and mostly just felt stagnant through last season and the season before. If they can keep that kind of excitement, that kind of energy on the offensive end, then against a team that had dodgeball control like the Monarchs had, offense out of nothing is something I haven't seen in years. So this is a good look to start. They have to keep that energy up, and if you're the Monarchs, keeping control of these dodgeballs is going to be key in transitioning that into half-pitch offense.
Yeah, it looks like Noyes Oshra, and Denny Yakub are going to regain bludger control for the Chicago Prowl. That's big. Kolak Miller bringing the quad ball up now. Swings over to Sellner. Sellner goes behind the hoops. And that's cleaned up by Noyes Oshra, and Darian Mersic-Ellis on the run now.
All right. Prowl going on offense as we get our scoreboard set. The time is unofficial. I will get a check on that at the next stoppage of play, but it is 10-0 Chicago. Number 14, DME, getting the ball to the outside. Seeking dodgeball control for the first time this game, Chicago Prowl on offense. Points are coming through, but they are as resilient as ever. Finally, we get some havoc, but it's great defense on the side of the Monarchs with a good swat.
Yeah, Jack Sellner with the stuff at the hoops. Minneapolis, though, able to stop the Chicago Prowl. They did lose dodgeball control on the play.
Offense is working without control, taking their time. It's going to be a slower pace whenever it's like that, but it's how you create opportunities. The drive potentially getting made. The pass is good. Does not slip the tackle, though. Gets the quad ball to the outside. Number 2, Kolak Miller, is going to keep the ball in possession of the Monarchs. Dodgeball control still on the side of the Prowl until now. Dodgeball's on the ground, opening opportunity, but they don't take it. Opting for a slower pace.
Yeah, missed opportunity for the Chicago Prowl to press there. The sideline wanted it. Oshra and Yakub hung back.
Dodgeball misses. Now the press opportunity comes through. Denny Yakub is going to pressure top. Now the cut is made. Nobody on defense, but the turf monster gets another one. Does get the quad ball out. The ref hand comes up. You know this one's going to get stopped.
Yeah, I think it was the arm over the shoulder from Riley Andrews that the assistant referee saw. The crew is going to discuss now. Head ref Christian Barnes will make the ultimate call here.
What is it? 3:45. Okay. All right. Time should be much more accurate now.
Yeah, it will be Riley Andrews heading into the box with the yellow card for the contact. Transfers the keeper headband to DME.
Possession will remain on the side of the Monarchs. Looking for dodgeball control. I don't see where the beaters are, just behind the sideline here on the side of the Prowl. Play's going to begin. No defensive dodgeballs in the area. It's just a quick shot and score. Minneapolis now on the board, ties it up 10-10.
Yeah, nicely converted by Joe Goulet just to get around Emma Vasquez there and make no doubt about it, 10-10.
Gracie Johnson, haven't called her name yet, but the defense, given that it's 10-10, just over 4 minutes into this game.
Yeah, we're going to get a full line change from the Chicago Prowl. They like to do this. It's Digman in the game with Liam Zock, Kaylee Fugate, and Matt Melton now.
Offense here for the Prowl. Similar look, but they have control of the dodgeballs. Could look to see something towards the center of the hoops, while Gracie Johnson is the one in control. Gracie is the one that pulls the trigger and does find one. Might get control out of this if played well. Digman looking for an opportunity, but the dodgeball stay stout. Gets beat out, and now it's understaffed on the offensive end for the Prowl. You're just trying to survive here. Matt Melton on the backside is going to keep it wide. Tuck's going to be made. Wrap up and bring down. The Monarchs bringing the physicality early, and this is the first turnover here. No. Melton catches it before the sideline, and the official makes the call.
Great tackle by Kolak Miller, although I think a yellow card is going to come out now. It's contact from behind. So interesting decision, like you said, by Gracie Johnson to pull the trigger there.
Worked out.
Yeah, it sent Chicago scrambling for sure. But they're going to have a chance to convert on the power play now.
Yeah, Matt Brown had to make a really great play to maintain control initially, just to give an opportunity for, or to keep the Monarchs from an opportunity in a fast break if they were to get the quad ball. But I think on the offensive end, the Prowl, maybe I'm going to give Gracie Johnson the kind of space they gave her last time. Resuming play. Gets the quad ball through the contact too. Jackson Sellner trying to get another defensive stop, but too strong on the offensive end. Liam Zock.
Yes, that's right. Liam Zock just muscles their way through. Really impressive play. They've been working out. Did not roster last year. Now just an integral member of what the Prowl are doing on offense.
Yeah, this Prowl team talking about how one thing they've started to institute in the system is a little accountability in the weight room. They have a group chat here that gets updated a minimum. Well, no, maybe I shouldn't say, because it is kind of a secret amongst the leadership, but they have to hit a minimum amount of posts individually from their members in the gym chat in order to avoid any sort of conditioning, extra conditioning during practice that week.
Oh yeah, it started with Boom Train, where a lot of this Prowl roster comes from. Players just posting their workout selfies in a Slack channel, and they've continued it for the Chicago Prowl this summer. And head coach Kennedy Murphy at one point said, younger players on the team, non-Boom Train players, you got to pull your weight. You gotta be posting in the chat too. And she set a target for them to meet, and they did. They passed it with flying colors to avoid some extra running at practice. Let's just say.
It seems to work out. As far as series so far this summer, we've seen some slower starts. From if there is like a favorite in an underdog kind of series, it's usually the underdog that has started quicker. However, with this series, I think a much closer bout than some of the others we've seen, at least in perception. And both of these teams are coming out with a lot of energy, especially on the defensive end.
Yeah, I mean, these teams have shown that they're not afraid to hit right now. They're making tough plays. Unfortunately, it's Adi Sobachak down right now for the Minneapolis Monarchs, getting some attention from the trainer. Hopefully she's okay. But yeah, these teams have brought a ton of energy. They know how much this game means. The winner will have the fast track to the #1 seed in the western half of the North Division. Minneapolis can clinch. They've already played Detroit. Yep. Chicago would still have to play Detroit later in the season. But they would be in very good position if they can win this series.
Yeah, it's always felt like one of the biggest regular season games, especially here in the North Division. And Chicago getting to host their first series here on their home turf. It's a beautiful venue, honestly. We get a nice little skyline, as you see behind them. Not the Chicago skyline, we're a bit north of the city, but a skyline nonetheless, and kind of reminds me of the Minneapolis series that we had back then. A lot of fans across on the other side. Home field advantage, always a fun topic to talk about, and maybe talked about a bit too much, but getting family, getting friends, especially to an event like this, always feels good whenever you're a player on the pitch.
For sure, I think it really matters for MLQ. And we talked to Kennedy Murphy before the game, and she said, it feels great just not to have to drive 4 hours for a home game. They're so happy to be in Chicago now. And yeah, we're in beautiful Uptown, in Lincoln Park, on the Montrose turf. Looks like Adi Sobachak is up and walking off the pitch right now. That's good to see.
All right. Going to be resuming soon. It does appear the goal was good. Going up on the scoreboard, officially it is 20-10 Prowl. And Minneapolis, having been the dominant force here in the North Division, this new look Chicago Prowl, I think by most standards, both of these teams got better this season.
Yes.
And it's just a matter of which team's identity is solidified this early.
Yeah, let's talk about some of those additions. I mean, for Minneapolis, it's Joe Goulet back with the team after not being with the team last year, along with Team USA seeker Henry Bear Benson. Joe Blanchard, a beater, also back with the franchise. Looks like we're about to get restarted.
All right. Dodgeball control gonna go the way of the Monarchs. Gracie Johnson landing the beat and looking to create some offense. Quad ball staying on their half thus far. Waiting for all members of the Monarchs to step forward. Now we get the offense. Colock Miller with the ball on the outside. Thank you. Working around the left side here. Quad ball staying at the top. Dodgeball control still the way of the Monarchs. Now the Prowl are starting to pressure. Matt Brown, the lone dodgeball holder on the defensive end. Now the Monarchs find an opportunity, but the errant pass is going to create a turnover. Probably going to go the other way, but it's another stoppage.
Oh, wow.
Something in the beater game.
I love the swarming chaser defense for the Chicago Prowl right now. They're historically a team that's packed the paint, defended the hoops, focused on really stopping their opponent around the hoops. What we're seeing now, though, is Digman, Melton, Zock flying out and making contact, initiating contact, and I think it's really making the Monarchs uncomfortable right now in offense.
Yeah, that's where that energy is really coming thus far. That energy there, and so far most of the turnovers are occurring not necessarily from just super tough pressure. It's just a slightly errant pass or mishandled ball that ends up getting pressured post hitting the ground. But we've got a fast break going the other way. The Prowl starting at MM, taking a big hit, but the quad ball is going to stay the way of the Prowl. Digman slips another one. Lock Miller demounts, and Digman's got an opportunity. Starts on the left side, cuts right, looking for an open hoop, dishes it off to number 20 here.
That's Kaylee Fugate.
Yes, thank you. Pass is going to go opposite end. If this does go out of bounds, is it going to be a turnover? Yeah. Monarchs get bailed out there, and they've got the dodgeball control.
Yeah.
No dodgeballs on the side of the Prowl, and now the Monarchs strike. Fake pass. It's a beater, though. I was like, he's just standing still. No, the defense isn't quite back yet. The Monarchs convert another goal.
And what a shift from Joe Blanchard and Gracie Johnson, withstanding the pressure that Mike Morowick and Matt Brown were applying, and creating a fast break opportunity for Kolak Miller to convert on the other end. Minneapolis with the lead.
Yeah, pardon the score there, 20-20. No. Yeah.
2020.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah, you said that. I was like, oh. Prowl now with the ball. Looking to work the backside of the hoops. With the new reset rule, we haven't seen too much of that. Given the defenses tend to stay forward, maybe there's a little more room, but it's risky. Contact on the back end is going to create the turnover. Swarming defense for both sides. And the press stays high. Monarchs are going to come away with control. Dodgeball control as well on the side of the Monarchs. They can take their first lead here in this half pitch.
Yeah, Johnson subbing out for Nathan Podolsky now. Just the Minneapolis Beaters are getting what they want right now. This has been a really impressive start to the game for the Monarchs in the beating game.
All right, Podolsky now gets on offense. It creates an opportunity. Number 17, Sydney Stomez, looks for the pass, but he gets swatted back. No harm, no foul, though. The quad ball stays on the side of the Monarchs. Henry Benson looking for a cut, gets a pass outside to Stomez. Stomez back to Benson. Benson off to the right side. Looks to dish. Pump fake to OB, who scores there on a beautiful, great awareness on the side of the Monarchs to find the open chasers and get the ball through the hoop. 30-20 here for the Monarchs.
Oh, and that was beautiful offense from the Minneapolis Monarchs. Henry Bear Benson just skirting around the tackle and finding OB for the perfectly timed cut. The Monarchs are cooking right now.
Offensively, the Prowl working with only one dodgeball. Have to stay safe here with the quad ball in order to not lose another fast break. But quad ball's going to go away, and that shot was good.
And there it is again. Riley Andrews to Byron Ng. This is such a good look. Even as Ben Schluter was blowing up the Chicago Prowl Beaters, the Minneapolis Beaters just lost track of the quaffle there. It only takes an instant for Riley Andrews and Byron Ng to score on you. They got to keep track of the quad ball game.
Yeah, this is a dynamic offensive look here from the side of the Prowl that they've been missing for a long time, and it's happening without some of their key players in the past. It's fresh faces that we're seeing create some offense, and Monarchs trying to shut down some of that momentum. Bear Benson's going to get wrapped up. Great defense on the side of Andrews. Benson's barely able to keep quad ball control, and Podolsky's going to escort him into the hoops.
Oh, wow. What strength from Henry Bear Benson there. It is not easy to break a tackle from Riley Andrews. Stay on your feet like that, and he did.
Honestly, not even staying on his feet. The tenacity to hit the ground, maintain control, get back up before the defense can respond, and Podolsky was right there to escort them through.
He is relentless. This is Minneapolis showing right now why they are the two-time defending champs of this division. They just want it more right now.
Got 9:42 on the clock, at least unofficially, so we'll let this run until. All right, play starting. Prowl now with dodgeball control and an opportunity. Podolsky, though, actually getting it back. All dodgeballs on the ground.
Yeah, some
Officials
confusion in the
being
beater
soft,
game. There was a lack of clarity about whether a kick beat from Podolsky on Caleb Williams was good. I think the refs are going to talk about this now. I think Williams is going to be back to hoops, and both dodgeballs are going to be going to the Monarchs.
And this is with an opportunity to come on in the half of the Monarchs. Would mean that this is a potential scoring opportunity. Yeah, yellow card going to Podolsky.
Ah, okay, so head ref Christian Barnes called a dangerous kick, I think,
Yeah.
on Podolsky. So it looks like it's going to be dodgeball control to Chicago now. Tough break for the Monarchs.
Benjamin Peachy with the quad ball.
Yeah, first time we're seeing Peachy, a true utility player for the Prowl, debuting as a chaser this season.
OB and Zimmet going to be the ones on point defense here to stop the drive. Peachy, though, gets a good screen and a great shot. Peachy's impact immediately felt with a confident look, and we get a bit of a squishing of the butterfly motion from Peachy, which...
Yeah, love the swagger,
yeah.
and he's going to pick up the Monarchs at the half-court line.
All right, missed beat there on the side of the Prowl is going to open up an opportunity for the Monarchs. No dodgeballs on the defensive side. Henry Bear Benson going to go to work. Number 39 on the offensive end, Ben Zimmet's going to get the ball back to Benson. Middle hoop does go down, but two scoring opportunities still there. Christian Barnes is going to be setting up the middle hoop. OB now with the quad ball.
Looks like an
Dodgeball back on
advantage to
defense.
Minneapolis, too.
Yeah. Maybe the dodgeball control rested back. All right, the drive. Zimmet getting the quad ball out, but right into the hands of the Prowl.
Yeah, what a tackle by Emma Vasquez there, showing what she can do defensively, and that's a turnover. Good stand from the Prowl there. I like the different looks that they're throwing. Some pressure at the half-court line at the start of the possession, and then pulling back, just trying to confuse the Minneapolis Monarchs and throw them different looks right now.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we wanted to see coming into the series out of this Chicago.
This is high-level coaching.
On the offensive end, though, number 12, Ali Manzella with the quad ball back to Digman. Brown's going to get beat, but it's Digman with a classic middle hoop shot. No problem, and that's going to tie it up 40-40.
Yeah, the Monarchs playing kind of 2-2 zone, or at least two chasers on the hoops defensively, and Henry Bear Benson was shading a little bit towards the far hoop, leaving that middle hoop open. Nathan Digman is going to try to take that shot all the time. Great conversion from Digman to pull the game even at 40.
Getting a right side loaded look on the side of the Monarchs. Bear Benson's going to give it to OB. OB's got an opportunity, but he passes back to Benson. Dodges the beat, and Digman's going to snag that out of the air. Going the other way like a freight train, but there's no boom in this business. It's just the Prowl going up 50-40.
And what a play from Nathan Digman to have that recognition, to know that you have the field, whole field in front of you once you make that snag. Chicago Prowl takes the lead.
Oh, 60-40, thank you. Appreciate it. Score check, 60-40 now for the Prowl. Just over 13 minutes into our first game of the series. The Prowl with a 20-point lead. OB with the ball, passing it to the left to Sam Schwartz. Sam Schwartz gets it to the outside to Benson, back to Schwartz. Dodgeball control on the side of the Prowl as Podolsky, as the free beater, is looking for an opportunity. Errant pass, though, getting it behind the hoops to Zimmet is not the way you want to look whenever you're looking down the barrel of two dodgeballs. Prowl now offensively going. We get one dodgeball at the bench, and the turnover's made. DME having to drop the quad ball, and it's going to go the way of OB on the side of the Monarchs.
Yeah, Lauren Smith, new addition for the Chicago Prowl, draws both beats, but pass just goes out of the reach of DME and rolls out of bounds. So that's a turnover, Minneapolis ball.
We get some line substitutions. Narveson and Podolski now, beaters for the Monarchs. Number 13, Jim Reichert on the defensive side for the Prowl. Losing dodgeball control. No, getting it back. The Prowl now. Both dodgeballs and nothing on the defensive side. Narveson, the only one. Luckily, the quad ball is going to stay away the Monarchs at least for a little bit to allow the Monarchs an opportunity, but Narveson got beat. No, this is a fast break opportunity. DME is the one bringing it up, escorted by the Prowl.
Gotta score here.
Gets the windmill, dunks it through. Prowl now up 30 here in regulation.
Yeah, what a run by the Chicago Prowl. I think it's come with the energy on defense that they're showing, the hustle for loose balls, the different looks that they're showing. And I think we're going to get a timeout by the Minneapolis Monarchs here. The Prowl are pumped up. They're up 30 points, but they got to keep control of their emotions because Minneapolis is going to regroup and they're going to be back.
Yeah, these are two well-seasoned teams. They've been here before and further. They know exactly what it takes to win a game in this matchup. And composure is exactly what it is. You hit the nail on the head. A 30-point lead means nothing to either of these teams. We've seen streaks from both of them offensively and defensively to shut you down or to get some points on the board quickly. So no lead is insurmountable. And for the Monarchs, if I'm looking at them, getting back dodgeball control is one of the biggest opportunities I think we saw at the beginning of the game when
Yes.
the Monarchs really were controlling the pace, at least somewhat offensively, and defensively had control most of the time. And in the latter part of this regulation, it's been the Prowl that have come away with more dodgeball control.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I think they got to get Gracie Johnson back in there and Joe Blanchard. That was the pair that was really causing the Chicago Prowl some trouble in the beater game, whether it was their pair to start the game with Denny Akub or the pair with Matt Brown that came in next. Gracie Johnson and Joe Blanchard were giving them some issues. So I'm excited to see what Minneapolis does here to make some adjustments and see how they can respond to this run, this very exciting run from the Chicago Prowl.
Yeah, and it's coming from all ends. We saw 2 early goals by Byron Ng on a couple really good alley-oop opportunities, and then right after that, I mean, it's Nathan Digman on a vintage middle hoop shot, fading away from left to right, and then a fast break opportunity. So
14:35.
If there's something that I'm a little bit surprised by, it's that we really have only seen one fast break thus far in 14 and a half minutes of gameplay with that most recent Digman goal. Everything else has been fairly controlled defensively to make sure, and offensively to make sure that there isn't an opportunity like that.
Yeah, these beaters are very experienced. They're going to make sure that they're not taking too many risks, that they're not leaving opportunities for their opponent to get a fast break. This is such an emotional match. These teams know each other so well. They know how each other play, and the stakes are so high. So the beaters understand that.
All right, traded dodgeballs here, and the Prowl are going to be the ones there. OB does dodge one and gets the shot, but no good. It's going to be a turnover, and that's going to be costly on the side of the Monarchs. They do retain one dodgeball on the side of Narveson on the far end who's hiding it, but dodgeball control going the way of the Prowl, and DME is the one bringing up the quad ball.
Oh, Jimmy jukes out OB.
Big athletic players here on the point defense. Ing's going to receive the pass, but the dodgeball is shortly following. Max Myers, the one that's picking up the loose ball. As we get a well-deserved rest here on the side of Henry Bear Benson. Monarchs getting into their third line here pretty late, honestly. 15 plus minutes into this match.
Yeah, I think it's Terry Carlson and Max Meyer checking into the game for the first time. Surprising. They've been stalwarts of this program for many years. Maybe this is an effort to develop some younger players, give them a chance in big moments, but these are the kind of chasers that usually make the Minneapolis Monarchs tick. Carlson, such a great passer. Meyer, so confident with the ball.
Oh my goodness.
And just as I said, Terry Carlson finds Zeke Majeski for a beautiful goal.
There's caster curse and there's caster clairvoyance. Jack, I think you have become clairvoyant. It was a perfect time there for Terry Carlson to lay in a beautiful pass. And I want to specify something else. Oh, quad ball turnover as well.
It was the tackle from Max Meyer on DME as he crossed the midline. DME wrapping up Meyer now.
Meyer not able to get a good pass off there to Terry Carlson, but Terry Carlson is able to get past the defender. A great tackle, though, by Ali Manzella on the side of the Prowl. 2 arms going through, just has to get the ball out, and does. Pass is going to go over the hoops to the front side, and now all 3 options available. Beaters are there, but there is no trigger pull. Rex gets stuffed at the hoop and still has another opportunity, trying to find an open chaser to get to, and does. Good defense there on the side of the Monarchs. Meredith McDowell maintaining quad ball control for her chasers. Carlson, though, pass back, but does not see the free beater on the side of the Prowl. Max Meyer gets beat before the ball arrives, and the Prowl get out of a dangerous situation.
Yeah, classic sneaky play from Mike Morowick, but did you see the defensive possession that Ali Manzella had on the field there? First the tackle on Terry Carlson, and then the stuff at the hoops. Wow, Ali Manzella, an assistant coach now for the Prowl, showing up defensively for her team.
Fugate now with the ball, getting it out to Collins, the middle of the field. It's going to be 1.5 dodgeballs here. In the hoop! It's a good goal! A beautiful perseverance there. Strong move on the side of the Prowl, number 72, Anna Vasquez, making her presence felt.
Yeah, and Morowick with the 1.5, just creating a second of confusion for Cody Narveson there, and that's all the Prowl needed. I love the different looks that the Prowl are throwing at the Monarchs right now. They're really varying their strategy, and I think that's what you have to do at this level in MLQ. You can't just come down with the same strategy each time. You got to show that you are multi-dimensional, and that's what Mike Morowick just did.
Emma Vasquez just powering through for that goal despite the contact. In this structured of an offense, really starting to shine here after coming from the Detroit program here into Chicago.
Yeah, it's no surprise. She's been doing it with Boom Train for the past 2 years, but you're right that with Detroit last year didn't maybe get as much of an opportunity to shine as Cole Collins takes it the other way now.
All right, missed beat on the side of the Monarchs, and the quad ball's going to go hit the ground. And Vasquez trying to recover, but no good. The Monarchs get on the loose quad ball, and they're going to be going the other way. There were no dodgeballs on that end, and it was just a matter of getting a clean pass off.
Yeah, that's an important play by the Monarchs to keep the deficit at 30 points. That could have been a big momentum shift in favor of the Prowl.
Excuse me, 50-80 here. Chicago Prowl with the lead. Block Miller with the quad ball on the right side. Dodgeball's made. Narveson's going to create an opportunity, and the defense is strong. Wow, actually crazy. Oh no, they are going to call the reset. I thought he saved that with the little kick there. That would have been smooth. Vasquez with the ball though on the opposite end. Gets tripped up a little bit by her own feet.
Yeah, it looks like Meyer maybe forcing the turnover again at the midline. We're going to get a ref call.
It's the Meyer midline at this point. I mean, 2 turnovers out of nothing, it seems like, but we'll see.
Yeah, such a creative player, such a high energy player.
As always.
Just kind of the heart and soul of this Minneapolis team for many years now. I love to see them coming in midway through this game, almost as we're approaching the 20-minute mark, and making a difference on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, I think Meyer's always good for 1 or 2 just wild fast break opportunities in which it's just hustle and nothing else. And you saying he's the heart and soul of this Monarchs team, I think one of many, honestly, that just embody the type of hustle that this Minneapolis squad loves to pride themselves on.
Yeah, they're a close bunch. I mean, they've been doing it for several years now. Same core. So many of these players are from the Minnesota college program. They know how to play each other. They have play with each other. They have such strong chemistry. And I think that's why they're the 2-time defending champs. This is a very tightly knit squad.
Yeah, stoppage here. Meyer still on the ground. He seems to be in good spirits. Okay, just holding position, I guess. But it seems to be everything's okay. I don't know if it's a official dispute or just maintaining possession, but or at least who has possession. But for Minneapolis, I mean, some good flashes here on defense, and it's just been the Prowl capitalizing on the few opportunities that Minneapolis has afforded them, whether it's a missed dodgeball that results in at least an opening or just good shots, honestly.
Yeah, there've been a couple fast breaks now that Chicago has been able to take advantage of. There have also been a few small windows, like you said. Like, I think Chicago is really doing their best to take advantage of every small window the Monarchs give right now, whether it's those alley-oops, whether it's those shots. So tough for the Monarchs, but they're going to have to find a way to tighten up even more defensively.
The Prowl able to keep possession. It's going to be Cole on the offensive end, does get the shot off as well. Cole Collins, another goal on the offensive end on the understaffed Monarchs side with Max Meyer going out for the yellow card. It's contact in the middle of the field that warranted that as the Prowl take a 40-point lead.
30 seconds.
Now 30 seconds away from time.
Yeah, Collins breaking the tackle from Lack Miller, and now Lack Miller is going to try to respond to keep the score at 30 points, the deficit at 30 points heading into flag runner on pitch.
Emily Spada getting the pass outside. A lot of contact there. Lack Miller and Liam Zock colliding there in the middle of the field.
Yeah, both contesting the loose ball. We'll see what head ref Christian Barnes says. Barnes thought that there was maybe a clash of heads, but yeah, incidental contact. Both players just competing for a jump ball.
Yep. Prowl come away with a quiet ball. This should be the last possession, barring any quick turnovers.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
And what a play by Zeke Majeski to disrupt the pass. And Jimmy gets it back somehow.
They're going to be a call. Sorry, we just missed the offensive end. As we do hit 20 minutes, and it's going to be what is a end of regulation goal for the Prowl if it stands.
Yeah, some confusion about what happened. I know there was a great stop from Zeke Majeski to intercept the pass from Nathan Digman. And then it looks like D&E came up with the ball and scored. And I don't know exactly how that happened.
But if possession changed post 20 minutes eclipsing and Monarchs came away with the ball before turning it back over, the goal will be no good. I think that's what the officials are debating right now, is if the Monarchs did gain clean possession after the 20-minute mark. So temporarily 50 to 90, if DME's goal is good, that will result in a 50 to 100 lead for the Chicago Prowl. Either way, the Monarchs going into flag on pitch with a bit of a deficit. Okay, we did get confirmation from head ref Christian Barnes. The goal will not stand. I think it's going to be possession going the way of the Monarchs. Oh, and a blue card.
For delay of game on Darian Mercigalis there. So it's going to be a 40-point lead for the Chicago Prowl heading into flag runner on pitch.
And this is going to be last possession here.
Hey, we just need 30 seconds, guys.
30 seconds in the box.
This is a big possession.
And yeah, you're exactly right. I think the goal here for the Prowl is to bleed those 30 seconds before the end of regulation, allow them to get full strength before that flag does come onto pitch.
Yeah, and we know how good the Minneapolis Monarchs have been with dodgeball control in flag runner on pitch. They were 3 for 3 in their first game against Detroit. And so if they can get dodgeball control here right now, they'll be in good position.
Lack Miller though getting pressured in the reflex force.
Wow! pumps up the entire team right now.
Unbelievable. Liam Zock hitting harder than Taylor's version out here, making sure the Prowl come away with regulation control and quad ball control. Whenever that flag runner does come back on pitch, the momentum is felt.
Yeah, every time it seems like the Monarchs are fighting their way back into the game and might have a chance to regain their footing, might have a chance to narrow the lead. Somebody from Chicago steps up and makes a huge hit.
Yeah.
Somebody from Chicago makes a hustle play on defense, gets a block shot, and sends it the other way. And that's what Liam Zock just did to give his team a ton of momentum, their team a ton of momentum heading into flag runner on pitch.
Yeah. Most importantly, they will be a player down whenever it does begin. It is a chaser, a quad ball player, though,
Yes.
which by everybody's standards is a less impactful, at least whenever flag runner does initially come onto the pitch, just given how important dodgeball control is whenever that post-regulation does begin, that in-game starts. So Prowl, pretty honestly, you have to be stoked with how this series has started, with how the game has started. A 40-point lead has been unheard of in the last 2 years, given the fact that they're 0-6 in their last meetings. So the I mean, it's another game one quick start on the side of a team that hasn't had the same success that they've been looking for so far this season, or at least from seasons past. And if you're the Monarchs, you've got to find a way to bounce back and give them a new look, because I think the Prowl are just so prepared so far.
Yeah, if I'm head coach Kennedy Murphy, I'm thrilled right now.
Yeah.
My team is putting in A+ level effort. My team is competing in every facet of the game.
Yeah.
And my team is up 30 points. So you have that cushion.
Yeah.
This is exactly where the Prowl have wanted to be. But Minneapolis as well, they're going to be confident heading into flag runner on pitch. This is where they have excelled.
Yeah.
And this is, they're locked and loaded. They have Henry Bear Benson, Team USA Seeker. They have Joe Goulet. That's the rotation that they're going to be leaning on. We talked to the Prowl before the game. They like their chances too. They have Noyes Oshra, who caught a bunch of flag runners at USQ Cup for Boom Train, and Liam Zock will be backing them up. So they like their chances in the end game too. But we have a treat here. Look at this crowd.
Yeah.
We got the opposite sideline just packed.
Yeah.
So good to see. This is what MLQ is all about.
And starting seekers here, going to be Oshra and Bear Benson.
Both from the Boston area. Bear Benson from Tufts, Oshra from BU. A good old-fashioned MQC rivalry.
MLQ offering a lot of little pockets here for little rivalries, no matter what line it's going in. So, love the opportunity to bring in a little regional pride too. So, quad ball starting on the side of the Prowl. Dodgeball control, however, on the side of the Monarchs. If the loose dodgeball does go their way, yeah, and they will. Digman going to start with the quaffle. Quick wrap up does evade. It's going to be a inconsequential back to hoops though.
4, 3,
And seekers are released.
Matt Brown is all over Henry Bear Benson.
Narveson trying to do the same. Just barely tipped as that pass towards the backside. Ellie Manzella maintaining quad ball control. And we get full offense here from the Prowl as DME re-enters.
Nice
the
screen
play.
by DME.
Yep, giving Digman an opportunity, and he does find the shot. You hit it perfectly, DME. A beautiful screen to set up Digman for the shot, as Oshra is going to get some lone time with this snitch. Adil Abdullah is our snitch for this game, or our flag runners. Man, I knew I was going to do it. The flag runner.
Yeah.
Oh.
That is perfect quad ball offense in the end game from Chicago. Matt Brown loses an exchange there, and Henry Bear Benson getting time alone with the flag runner.
Offensively, Joe Goulet with the quad ball, getting it out to Locke Miller. Locke Miller hits the spin move, and it's good. Finds the open hoop and gets it through. Locke Miller with the highlight reel of his own.
Minneapolis responds. How long can these teams go back and forth? Both seekers getting time with Adil Adala.
And these are long seekers too. Adil not unused to that kind of play as Dignan sinks in a long shot as well.
We're on the seesaw here. Chicago and Minneapolis going back and forth. 110 to 60 right now. Our set score is 150. Minneapolis running out of time.
All right,
Collision.
quad ball does go the way of the Monarchs.
Dodgeball's
made.
flying everywhere.
Never mind, quad ball's going to go out of bounds, and head ref Christian Barnes is going to give that to the Monarchs as a call is made. Excuse me.
Matt Melton has subbed into the game at Seeker for the Chicago Prowl. A little bit of a different rotation than we were expecting, maybe, than I was expecting, but Melton with tons of experience going up against Adil Abdallah.
Yeah. Seasoned veterans in their own right. Plenty of opportunity. Less length here on the side of the Prowl versus Oshra, but that experience perhaps maybe going to play a big role. Millie Zveda starting with the quad ball on the close sideline here. Zveda does get the pass off back to Lockmiller. Oh, but does not see the dodgeball, and neither pays it right back. Two hidden dodgeballs going the way of them. And Max Meyer now with a traditional around the hoops run, but it does get stopped. Great defense on the Prowl as it's a full team effort to stop Max Meyer, and it works.
Another great play by Allie Manzella, and she's streaking down the field right now. Can she finish?
Does receive it as the hit is made. Going down, the play is still going. Meyer's going to receive the quad ball as Manzella does get up. Meyer now going on the offensive end. And Meyer trying to get the shot, does not go through either. Manzella does get up, but they're stopping play to make sure she is okay. Tough contact after a pass like that, just staying in there to try to get offensive possession for your team. When you stand in on something like that and take a hit like that, it does pay a toll for sure. And Manzella just needing a moment to catch her breath.
Joe Goulet, it looks like, has subbed in at Seeker for the Minneapolis Monarchs. So Monarchs throwing a different look at the flag runner now.
And this is depth that we haven't seen from either team in a long time, especially in the Seeker game. It's a new look, new additions to this team paying tenfold at this point whenever we see things like this, with deeper rotations and higher levels of energy as we enter these end games here. Even though it's just game one, you can tell the level at which we are experiencing this play is much higher than we've seen in the past.
Yeah, neither of these teams were particularly strong in flag runner on pitch last year, but both have reloaded. Both have tons of options now. And it looks like Ali Manzella is up and back on the sidelines, which is good to see.
Yeah. Meyer is going to start with the ball behind the hoops for the Monarchs. Does have three options on the other side. Ben Zimmett, Locke Miller, and Emily Zveda. Even greater disadvantage here for the Prowl. Not only do they have to play defense here without any dodgeballs on the defensive end, but they only have two players to stop this 4-player offensive attack from the Monarchs.
Yeah, it's Byron Ng getting a blue card for hoop dislodgement, so he's going to serve some time in the penalty box now.
Meyer does get the quad ball, but it's going to turn it over, does not pick it up in time.
And what a defensive play from DME. This is not necessarily what he's known for, but showing right now how good of a defensive player he can be.
Yeah, Prowl getting away with murder there on the defensive end, does not cede the goal, does get the possession back, and Dini's going to turn it right back over from the defensive end. Narvison's going to be, and Meyer cannot be stopped on this end. Dini can't tag him at time as Ian comes back into play. 70 to 110. Prowl leading.
Yeah, Minneapolis is putting themselves in a good position if they were to be able to catch the flag runner. But that's a big if. Adil Abdallah holding up strong here against a lot of pressure from both team seekers. So remains to be seen whether it's going to be enough for Minneapolis. Chicago still with a 4-goal lead.
Still 4 goals away from a win here on the side of the Prowl. If that flag runner is not caught, we are, looks like we're emboldening here the out of bounds line.
Yeah, just adding a few more cones to make it a little bit more visible for the players. Good to see.
The yellow card by Seeker was before the goal. This will negate Monarchs' goal.
Wow, that's a big call.
There was a yellow card on the Seeker. Goulet is going to pick that one up, but most importantly, it negates the previous goal.
Yeah, so it should be
6.
negates the goal, doesn't it?
60 to 110 is the official score here. 60 to 110.
Somebody on my countdown?
They do. All right,
Score
Prowl
is
on the offense.
110 to 60.
Monarchs having 2 sure goals taken away from them on the offensive end is not what you want to see. But the Prowl now trying to extend that lead, taking their time, giving their seeker an opportunity at the ball. Demi does sneak through, but did he dismount before the shot was made?
Looks like the goal will stand.
The goal's going to stand. Chicago 120, Minneapolis 60. Adil still holding strong. Meyer now offensively cutting. Does get the shot off, and that one goes through. Finally, the Monarchs are able to get back on the board and stop this streak.
Yeah, finishes through the tackle from Emma Vasquez, but these teams are going back and forth right now. Big screen from Riley Andrews, and DME is driving back to Andrews.
Andrews
So pretty.
puts it in after what might have been a good shot anyway, but look at this. Monarchs come away with the flag. If this stands, could be huge in getting them back into this. 70 to 130 as it currently stands. If the Monarchs, it is good. Okay, the Monarchs jumping right back into this game.
We have a game here. Gracie Johnson and Cody Narvison hanging with dodgeball control around the flag runner, creating that opportunity for Joe Gouet. Just enough time for him to pull the flag, and now the Monarchs have life. Still down 3 goals, but our set score is 150, and they have a chance.
The Prowl now with dodgeball control does bode well for them. They only need 2 goals to end this game and get their first win in over 2 years for the program against this Minneapolis squad. Minneapolis, though, have to keep the gas on and have to use their fresher legs, they hope, as they get these new lines in to create some offense. But it's all going to start with the beater game, and Narvison's going to wrest control away from the Prowl. Got to keep quad ball control, though. Meyer's going to get the pass, running right into a beater, though, has to pass it straight over the hoops. Zimmett does get it to OB on the front side, and this is a controlled offense now from the Monarchs with dodgeball control. Meyer to the right side. Zimmett's going to receive the pass. Does get wrapped up and beat. Holds on to the quad ball, but looks like head ref is going to stop play, and we're going to get a call, perhaps.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like the the back of the hoops there whenever, I mean, the Prowl are holding that dodgeball so close to the hoops already.
Yeah, it's a good point. I mean, the Monarchs are looking to take full advantage of this opportunity. They really wanted to get a goal here. They wanted to be careful. They wanted to be patient. But at some point, somebody's got to attack.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to draw those dodgeballs.
Yeah.
And remains to be seen who's going to do that, who's going to step up for the Monarchs.
2 yellow cards on the play. First is going to be net contact on the defensive end, I believe. Liam Zock picking that one up.
Oh, it's 2 yellow cards, both on Liam Zock.
Ah, I see, okay.
Head ref Christian Barnes is signaling. So it's going to be 2 minutes in the box.
All right. Zimmet's going to advance the quad ball to where the foul initially occurred, I believe.
The Chasers get to reset to
To the
zone
keeper line.
Yep.
Keeper line, okay. All right. Has OB on the cut in, but does take the shot. No good. It goes under the hoop.
Oh.
Tried to sell it with the celebration, I believe, but that is costly. It's going to give the Prowl plenty of time to burn this yellow card.
Yeah, and the Prowl know how to burn some time. This is one of the things they excel at. They move the ball so well. Nathan Digman not feeling any pressure right now. He's feeling good right now. Andrews and Digman can do this all day.
No dodgeball control, though, is going to make that perhaps a little bit difficult if they want to do it, but another shot here. Beautiful for the Prowl. They are 1 goal away from sealing game 1.
Yeah, and you know what? Riley Andrews said, if you're not going to guard the top hoop, I don't need to wait.
Yeah.
I can just take that shot and put us 1 goal away from the W.
Monarchs now need to score 5 unanswered goals here to take this away. Narveson getting wrapped up here on the offensive end. They're going to get pressured. The Monarchs able to keep quad ball control now and dodgeball control. Gracie Johnson looking to escort OB into the offensive end here. OB to it. Benson back to OB. Meyer tagging back in. Gets the ball outside to Stomez. Stomez to Meyer. Working all ends of this one. Brown maintaining dodgeball control. The shot is no good, and OB's able to get to it before the reset.
Yeah, great hustle play to keep that possession alive by OB.
A really good shot, honestly, from Meyer. It's a good opportunity as the dodgeball steps out, but this could be a chance here. Brown is going to pick up the free dodgeball. Benson's going to get to the outside, slips 1 tackle, but it's beautiful hands there from Digman to swat it from his back.
Yeah, Nathan Digman showing up defensively like this whole Chicago Prowl team today, just so hungry on defense, fighting for those loose balls, engaging in those tackles, just bringing all the energy that they need to win this series in front of their home fans.
I mean, how do you can't script plays like that?
No.
It is a beautiful offensive play from Benson to slip the tackle, and then Digman just kind of coming up out of nowhere, literally off of his butt, to like swat the ball as Benson stands back up to full height.
Yeah, it's who wants it more right now, and 1 game in, it's the Chicago Prowl.
Yeah.
You said earlier this team hasn't beaten the Minneapolis Monarchs in 2 seasons. It's been 4 years because of the COVID
yeah, you're
pandemic.
right.
That since the Chicago Prowl franchise, previously located in Indianapolis, beat this Minneapolis Monarchs team. They are 1 goal away right now. Mike Heroic will head to the box though. So Chicago Prowl down 2 players now as they attempt to stave off another effort by the Monarchs. Max Meyer will have the quad ball.
Zaka is going to be the first one back in unless time expires first. The Monarchs would be smart to score as quickly as possible. Meyer opting not to, as Zoc is going to come back in. That means if the Monarchs score here, Baroic is back in now as well. But the reset! It's no, okay, they save it, but it goes to the Prowl.
And Digman pressing down to Bludger. Loved the aggressiveness from the Chicago Prowl.
Not just the dodgeball, but the player themselves as well. And Baroic is going to be back in just a few seconds. Brown is creating havoc himself too. The shot's no good. Digman does recover, but again, how does he find that angle? Digman seals game one. We are just awaiting confirmation. Nothing but silence here from the crowd, the sidelines, players awaiting the call. Lip readers doing their best. Body language interpreters trying to figure out anything they can to get an early edge.
Gold stands. That means some scores for
Chicago takes their first game in an exaggerated 4 years over the Minneapolis squad. Game one to the Prowl.
Wow, what a performance from the Chicago Prowl. Fell behind early.
Yeah.
They were down in this game, but just to keep fighting, to keep their focus, and to dial in defensively, that's where this game changed. The Chicago Prowl bringing full effort in the chaser game defensively, forcing turnovers, creating fast break opportunities, winning loose balls. Just a really impressive performance from the Chicago Prowl in game one.
Yeah, it's so refreshing to see the kind of energy from both of these teams coming in. We beat this storyline from the beginning, in that both of these teams are better than they've been in the past. Both of them have improved and are looking stronger, but the Prowl just coming out with so much energy and so much tenacity on the offensive and the defensive end. The shots were falling. The dodgeball control, minus the first 5 minutes of the game, staying largely on the way of the Prowl, has spelt the story. And if Minneapolis can do anything in the regulation, I think it's a closer game. But, I mean, the Prowl just looks so strong in every facet of the game when the snitch runner is off the pitch. So we are going to head to a break here, give us a few moments to reset, get our wits about us. We've got 2 more games in this series coming as the Prowl look to solidify maybe their bid for the first seed here in the North. My name is Reed Marchman. I'm joined by Jack McGovern here in Chicago. We'll be back in just a few moments. Don't touch that browser.
Quadball is a sport that integrates aspects from rugby, basketball, and dodgeball to create a fast-paced, mixed-gender game that features 7 players per side. Okay, so quadball is played on a grass or turf field with 3 hoops of varying heights on each team's half. There's 4 balls in quadball, 1 quaffle, and 3 bludgers, and the players run with brooms between their legs and must complete all the play while on broom. If a player comes off broom at any point, they have to tag the center hoop on their team's half before resuming play. Alright, so there's a lot of different positions. The first 2 are chasers and keepers, known together as quaffle players. They use the quaffle, a slightly deflated volleyball, to try to score through their opponent's hoops. There are 3 chasers per team, and they wear a white headband, and there's 1 keeper per team, and they wear a green headband. The keeper is only different in they can't be interfered with in their team's keeper zone, which is an area around the hoops when they possess the quaffle. On offense, all 4 players move the quaffle by running and passing and shooting to attempt to score. A good goal can be scored from either side of the hoop, and it's worth 10 points. On defense, players can tackle each other, and we're talking full contact to prevent the other team from scoring. Beaters, distinguished by black headbands, use the bludgers, dodgeballs, in attempts to knock out the opposing team's players. Each team has 2 beaters at any given time. A player of any position that is hit by a bludger thrown by the opposing team's beaters must dismount their broom, drop the ball they possess, and tag in on the center hoop before they can rejoin play. Beaters help their quaffle players on offense to clear paths to score, as well as work to stop opposing teams from scoring. Okay, so seekers, the ones with the yellow headband, pursue the snitch runner in an attempt to grab that snitch tail from their shorts, kind of like flag football, in order to earn 35 points for their team. They don't enter the game until after the 20-minute timeout, and they leave the game immediately after a good catch has been recorded. The snitch runner is an impartial official whose sole purpose is to prevent the seekers from catching their snitch tail. They can grab, push, wrap, or run away from the seekers to stop them from catching the snitch. The snitch runner comes onto the field after the 20-minute timeout and stays until they are caught. Quad ball is played in 2 halves. The first consists of a timed 20 minutes, and the second ends only when the set score gets reached. During the first half, the quaffle players and the beaters work together to score goals and stop the other team from scoring goals. When the game clock hits 20 minutes, there's a 2-minute timeout, and that's when the seekers and the snitch runner get introduced. At the same time, they're going to determine the set score. It's determined by taking the total of the leading team's score and adding 60 points. The set score gets indicated on a scoreboard, which will be separate from the game score, and whichever team reaches the set score first, either through only quaffle points or with the addition of that snitch catch, win the game.
Let me get the scoreboard set real quick.
Quad ball is a sport that integrates aspects from rugby, basketball, and dodgeball to create a fast-paced, mixed-gender game that features 7 players per side. Okay, so quad ball is played on a grass or turf field with 3 hoops of varying heights on each team's half. There's 4 balls in quad ball, 1 quaffle, and 3 bludgers, and the players run with brooms between their legs and must complete all the play while on broom. If a player comes off broom at any point, they have to tag the center hoop on their team's half before resuming play. Alright, so there's a lot of different positions. The first 2 are chasers and keepers, known together as quaffle players. They use the quaffle, a slightly deflated volleyball, to try to score through their opponent's hoops. There are 3 chasers per team, and they wear a white headband, and there's 1 keeper per team, and they wear a green headband. The keeper is only different in they can't be interfered with in their team's keeper zone, which is an area around the hoops when they possess the quaffle. On offense, all 4 players move the quaffle by running and passing and shooting to attempt to score. A good goal can be scored from either side of the hoop, and it's worth 10 points. On defense, players can tackle each other, and we're talking full contact to prevent the other team from scoring. Beaters, distinguished by black headbands, use the bludgers, dodgeballs, in attempts to knock out the opposing team's players. Each team has 2 beaters at any given time. A player of any position that is hit by a bludger thrown by the opposing team's beaters must dismount their broom, drop the ball they possess, and tag in on the center hoop before they can rejoin play. Beaters help their quaffle players on offense to clear paths to score, as well as work to stop opposing teams from scoring. Okay, so seekers, the ones with the yellow headband, pursue the snitch runner in an attempt to grab that snitch tail from their shorts, kind of like flag football, in order to earn 35 points for their team. They don't enter the game until after the 20-minute timeout, and they leave the game immediately after a good catch has been recorded. The snitch runner is an impartial official whose sole purpose is to prevent the seekers from catching their snitch tail. They can grab, push, wrap, or run away from the seekers to stop them from catching the snitch. The snitch runner comes onto the field after the 20-minute timeout and stays until they are caught. Quad ball is played in 2 halves. The first consists of a timed 20 minutes, and the second ends only when the set score gets reached. During the first half, the quaffle players and the beaters work together to score goals and stop the other team from scoring goals. When the game clock hits 20 minutes, there's a 2-minute timeout, and that's when the seekers and the snitch runner get introduced. At the same time, they're going to determine the set score. It's determined by taking the total of the leading team's score and adding 60 points. The set score gets indicated on a scoreboard, which will be separate from the game score, and whichever team reaches the set score first, either through only quaffle points or with the addition of that snitch catch, win the game. Quad ball is a sport that integrates aspects from rugby, basketball, and dodgeball to create a fast-paced, mixed-gender game that features 7 players per side. Okay, so quad ball is played on a grass or turf field with 3 hoops of varying heights on each team's half. There's 4 balls in quad ball, 1 quaffle, and 3 bludgers, and the players run with brooms between their legs and must complete all the play while on broom. If a player comes off broom at any point, they have to tag the center hoop on their team's half before resuming play. Alright, so there's a lot of different positions. The first 2 are chasers and keepers, known together as quaffle players. They use the quaffle, a slightly deflated volleyball, to try to score through their opponent's hoops. There are 3 chasers per team, and they wear a white headband, and there's 1 keeper per team, and they wear a green headband. The keeper is only different in they can't be interfered with in their team's keeper zone, which is an area around the hoops when they possess the quaffle. On offense, all 4 players move the quaffle by running and passing and shooting to attempt to score. A good goal can be scored from either side of the hoop, and it's worth 10 points. On defense, players can tackle each other, and we're talking full contact to prevent the other team from scoring. Beaters, distinguished by black headbands, use the bludgers, dodgeballs, in attempts to knock out the opposing team's players. Each team has 2 beaters at any given time. A player of any position that is hit by a bludger thrown by the opposing team's beaters must dismount their broom, drop the ball they possess, and tag in on the center hoop before they can rejoin play. Beaters help their quaffle players on offense to clear paths to score, as well as work to stop opposing teams from scoring. Okay, so seekers, the ones with the yellow headband, pursue the snitch runner in an attempt to grab that snitch tail from their shorts, kind of like flag football, in order to earn 35 points for their team. They don't enter the game until after the 20-minute timeout, and they leave the game immediately after a good catch has been recorded. The snitch runner is an impartial official whose sole purpose is to prevent the seekers from catching their snitch tail. They can grab, push, wrap, or run away from the seekers to stop them from catching the snitch. The snitch runner comes onto the field after the 20-minute timeout and stays until they are caught. Quad ball is played in 2 halves. The first consists of a timed 20 minutes, and the second ends only when the set score gets reached. During the first half, the quaffle players and the beaters work together to score goals and stop the other team from scoring goals. When the game clock hits 20 minutes, there's a 2-minute timeout, and that's when the seekers and the snitch runner get introduced. At the same time, they're going to determine the set score. It's determined by taking the total of the leading team's score and adding 60 points. The set score gets indicated on a scoreboard, which will be separate from the game score, and whichever team reaches the set score first, either through only quaffle points or with the addition of that snitch catch, win the game.
as we shift over towards our start, and head ref Christian Barnes is getting us started. Dodgeball control going the way of the Monarchs, quad ball control going the way of the Prowl in game 1. As brooms up is called, the Prowl get quad ball control as well, and it goes exactly the same way. Fast break is made. DME is going to start though. Much faster start to this game as the first goal goes the way of the Prowl. Dodgeball control on the side of the Monarchs, but it doesn't matter whenever you've got speed like this.
And did you see the teamwork there?
Yeah.
Byron Ng flipping it back to Andrews, then screening Andrews, handing it off to DME. Just the Chicago Prowl running in lanes on the fast break, supporting each other, and getting the goal to go up 10-0.
Absolutely scripted. Like, there's no way that play isn't drilled in practice every single day. Pass is going to get deflected by Ng as the fast break, no fast break is going to be made. Just an advancing of the quad ball. Trading of the dodgeballs is made. DME is going to get the oop and another score back to back for the Prowl. And we are starting quick here in game 2.
And what a luxury when you can post DME up on the near side hoop.
Unbelievable.
And just have him catch alley-oops from Riley Andrews. Just beautiful. Gets up the pitch so quickly, gets into position, and converts. Just a great start from the Chicago Prowl. And I love the defensive play, too, by Byron Ng. He's been huge around the hoops, using his height, using his hops to make a difference and snag that quad ball out of the air.
Denny Yakub is going to maintain the sole dodgeball on the side of the Prowl as the Monarchs finally get a half-pitch offense going. Locke Miller is going to start with the ball. Over to the right side, number 38, Joe Blanchard, with the dodgeball, getting pressured by Danny Yakub. Clearing the path on the way, Riley Andrews creating the pressure. Pass towards the middle. Locke Miller is able to recover the quad ball, but does not see an opportunity and gets back up by the Prowl defense.
Great beating from Joe Blanchard here, just using tap beats, fending off Oshra, and creating the lane now.
Oh, Goulet looks for an underhanded shot. Looking for a call with a little contact on the face, but appears to be incidental and inconsequential. The Prowl come up with a defensive stop. This could be 3-0 if the Prowl start another offensive possession with a goal. And momentum after game 1 felt strong. If they can do that, I mean, it's just unstoppable in Chicago to start this game.
Yeah, this is the first time we're seeing Chicago in the half court, though, and they're going to have to work against 2 bludgers.
Into Andrews. Andrews, the shot deflects off the bottom and barely doesn't go through. Goulet's going to fast break the other way. Dodgeballs are on defense, one at least, and looks for the pass towards the middle of the field. Does get it off. Sellner now with the ball over to Locke Miller. Blanchard's going to get the ball now. And beat again. Now the shot. Ng with another defensive stop. 2 stops on the side of the middle hoop for the Prowl. We were crediting Ng with some incredible offense last game. It's the defense this time, as Andrews goes the other way and takes a beat from Gracie Johnson from long range.
And Joe Goulet holds up, now going to rocket the quad ball across half court. Not the right pass for Goulet. Had Locke Miller back at the keeper zone line. Chicago Prowl has regained dodgeball control. Got it from Goulet and Johnson, who've been so hard to disrupt.
Yeah, looking for Sellner in the front half of the pitch, but leading them a little too far because Sellner, I think, not liking the chances given that the Prowl had both dodgeballs on defense. Sellner opting for a slower offense, but just not on the same page with the rest of the team. Maybe, and honestly, in my opinion, the right call. I think Sellner definitely making the right play, and the pass was just a bit too early and too pressured. New line here for Chicago. Offensively looking to keep things going. Liam Zock with the quad ball. Digman on the close side. Number 20, Haley Fugate on the far. Dodgeball control on the side of the Prowl. Gracie Johnson with the lone dodgeball on the defensive end. Does take the shot as she does so well, but the pass is made. Shot's no good. it's
Great
it's a
play by
beater
TUSA beater
interference.
Matt
Yep.
Brown there to retain
Yeah.
possession for Nathan Digman, driving now.
Digman just getting escorted with the rest of the team. Easiest shot he's had all day as it's 30-0 for the Prowl. And cannot speak higher there of, like you said, Andrews on the defensive end, keeping control and escorting offensively whenever the ball was in the hands of Digman.
Yeah, Matt Brown with the dodgeball. Jim
Oh,
Richard
Brown, yeah.
alongside him, just getting into their rhythm in the beater game for the Prowl.
Blanchard trading dodgeballs.
They're going to have a press opportunity now.
Yep, number 18 on the side of the Prowl, Peachy, able to create the turnover. Quad ball's going to go away to Digman. He's got 2-3 to beat. Gets the pass backwards. Gracie Johnson not able to pick up the quad ball because she's looking for the dodgeball instead. Play's going to get stopped on the offensive end. Didn't like his chances there. Maybe honestly after the last two possessions for Digman, a lot of energy exerted and just looking for a bit easier of a play than the 1v3. Probably a good call.
Yeah, and all the dodgeballs right in front of us
Yeah.
now. We're going to have to look out on the restart here and make sure we don't catch a stray from Matt Brown or Gracie Johnson,
I need
Jim
active-
Richard, all
active
in front
hands.
of us right now.
Active hands.
Yeah, we
here,
got to
Jack.
defend our laptop right now.
It's gonna be a 2-point stance. I want wide shoulders. All right. Keep the hands up, eyes forward.
I'm saying, if the player rolls out, if the ball rolls out of bounds, the player can't go to the bound. Throw the ball.
All right. Defensively, the Monarchs are all in position. So barring honestly just an incredible cut, Johnson is going to be able to get this ball back to her beater partner Blanchard, and the possessions should remain relatively slow. The quad ball just in front of Johnson if she wants to make the beat from behind, or the knockout.
Yeah, long stoppage here. Not
Yeah.
sure what the refs are discussing, but yeah, Liam Zock's gonna have a lot of Minneapolis chasers to get through
Yeah.
when play resumes.
Super fast start here for the Prowl. For the Monarchs,
Yeah.
I mean, in experienced squad, we said it in the first game, a deficit is not insurmountable by any
No.
stretch. It's just a matter of keeping that composure and getting back to your game, especially offensively. Yeah, we're good. All right. As the defense and offense gets into position, so do we. All right, Gracie Johnson going to be under fire here, looking for her beater partner. Johnson does get the dodgeball off, and Blanchard's able to keep it. You get the call. Zock calling over to Diggy. Diggy on the backside now. Shot and good. The middle hoop so lethal. This time from the backside. If it's not good, it's a turnover, and it's confidence all the way for the Prowl. 40-0.
Oh yeah, what a pass from Liam Zock. Just leads Nathan Digman right into the path, and Digman takes the shot. Just outstanding from the Chicago Prowl. They are up 40-0 now.
Here on Montrose Field in Chicago, Illinois. What a catch! A glorious play here on the side of the Monarchs to get him on the board. Joe Goulet with an unreal catch and shot.
Yeah, and the Monarchs really needed that. They have to be careful now. This game could get away from them. They need to stop right now.
That's the momentum they needed. The energy breathed right back into this defense, but it's the offensive end from the Prowl, just lulling the defense into a false sense of security. Digman gets the pass off to number 18, Benjamin Peachy, for the score. They're getting it from all sides here, and the Prowl are so confident on the offensive end.
Yeah, and there was a timely screen on the keeper set by Liam Zock. They just created that opportunity for the alley-oop from Digman to Peachy. Great teamwork again from the Prowl.
Black Miller, oh, spotted. I did not play good defense here as the dodgeball comes screaming. I got megged, honestly, by that play. I'm going to blame the chair that I'm straddling, though, so.
Yeah, it's going to be a blue card on Liam Zock. They're going to serve time in the penalty box now. Didn't hear the call.
And then the dodgeball being thrown, I think they're determining the time of the play, whether play was stopped before the throw. Big shout out to our bolstered production crew and scoreboard keepers here. We've got a full-on staff, practically tenured at this point, honestly. Appreciate you guys. Game one a bit rough. Now with a miniature army at our back, I mean, I feel unstoppable. Much like this Prowl offense, honestly, right?
Yeah.
What a transition. I gotta be, one of the best.
Yeah, absolutely. We were trying to do it all ourselves on the production end at first. Now we got Joey Shea and lots of help. So appreciate that.
Thanks, lots of help. Yeah, Joey Shea and the help coming to a venue near you. All right, play gets started now. The Monarchs with an offensive opportunity. Good cut. Go late. No, it's a deflection, but a great putback by Lack Miller. They say no good. Beat before, and it is Digman with a one-handed catch going the other way. Dodgeball's on the ground. Defense not there. The shot no good. Dislodges the hoop. If it stood, it's through. Lack Miller looking to the sideline, trying to see why the goal wasn't good, but perhaps not hearing the call himself. No goals in the last two possessions, but two lethal opportunities.
Yeah, just barely didn't fall. Digman's going to want that back, but it's the right decision to push that fast break right there.
No harm, no foul. I mean, the goal, if it's no goal, your defense is still there. If you know, you get the 60% shot, it's a possibility. Podolski dodges one of the dodgeballs there. Offensively now they get an opportunity, but the defense is strong. The Prowl holds stout. Dodgeball control maintained for the Monarchs, but offensively they don't get anything out of the possession. Digman now looking forward. It's a beautiful beat, but it's a turnover. Fast break negated here by the call. Lack Miller wishing there was a bit more of a hesitation on the whistle.
Yeah, nice defensive play by Lack Miller to jump into the passing lane, reading Digman, knowing where he wanted to go with the quad ball. We're going to get a blue card now on Lack Miller for disrespecting officials. And that's going to be a quad ball turnover too, it looks like.
Defensively, I mean, you said it, great play. Looking to jump into those passing lanes and create an opportunity for yourself. It appears the quad ball's gonna stay the way of the Monarchs.
I'm 25 years old, bro.
Offensively, the Monarchs are gonna get things started. Defensively, the Prowl have no dodgeballs. Podolski with the only dodgeball in hand, and that's on the side of the Monarchs. It is going to be contested, but defensively it's just Digman because the defensive beater is no longer in. Zimmet is the cutting chaser there in the middle, waiting for Schluter to clear the lane. Cuts from left to right. Schluter is out, and it's beautiful defense on the side of Zock.
I love that teamwork defensively from Digman and Zock. They covered the passing option, teamed for the tackle on Goulet. Excellent from the Chicago Prowl, and now they're looking to take advantage on offense. Oh,
no good.
Digman misses the shot again.
No good again. Another shot. Digman's going to get a second opportunity, perhaps. Passes it backwards as the Prowl maintain control. Okay. Lack Miller comes back into play, and it's going to be contact on a player without a ball. Manzella, or no, sorry, excuse me, Fugate goes to the ground. I thought game one had a lot of energy and a lot of pace. Game two, I mean, we are breakneck speed. Offensively, defensively, everything feels fast. For better or for worse, I think offensively it feels a lot better. Defensively, I mean, pace is just so incredibly high that naturally you're going to create some more opportunities on the other end. So Perhaps, I mean, this is the Monarchs trying to, try something new, but the Prowl are kind of meeting them where they're at and doing extremely well at that.
Yeah, this has been a change that's been kind of in the works for a couple seasons now. Both these teams trying to push the pace, trying to play a little faster, trying to get outside their comfort zone and not be so passive on offense, to be more aggressive on the front foot. And I think we're seeing it at its logical extreme right now. Both these teams want to play as fast as possible, and they're taking advantage of the opportunity when they get those chances.
Yeah, a good showcase of the depth that they have now afforded themselves based on just incredible numbers this season. Full development squads on either side. These teams are at near or full strength at this point. These rosters are going to be very similar to the rosters that they're going to be taking to champs if they both were to make it. So a good little preview here, and I mean, it's just a matter of cleaning up execution and developing your style. I've been extremely impressed here in the second game with the beater play. These dodgeballs have been flying fast and confidently. Long beats, long knockouts, but just calculated in that sense. Nothing ill-advised and nothing, I want to say, egoed in that sense. It's strong plays both sides.
Yeah, this has been evenly matched in the beater game. It's going to be a yellow card for Kolak Miller for contact while off broom with Kaylee Fugate. She was able to walk off on her own power. Hope she's okay. And Liam Zock with the quad ball now at the top of the key.
Podolsky with the lone dodgeball on defense. Goulet setting the point defense on the other end. And it's Manzella able to catch and shoot. The Prowl going up 60-10.
Yeah, a little bit of a volleyball play there. Manzella kind of propelled the ball up to herself and finished on the pass from Digman. Love to see it from Manzella, who's making such a big difference today.
Oh my goodness, and look at this beater play from the Prowl. Brown starting it off, creating the turnover. DME going to get the pass off, and the Prowl are up again 70-10.
The Chicago Prowl are on fire right now. They are feeling so confident and just running rampant here at the Montrose Turf Fields. Minneapolis has got to find an answer.
Yeah, honestly, slow down the pace. Find your game again. This is you're playing without dodgeball control. You're playing without that controlled pace that we saw in the first game, at least the first 10 minutes of the first game. And they're looking for OB Benson on the front end here with Schwartz on the side to try to get that pace back and get Schwartz into the defense of the Prowl. Benson does get beat, but the pass is going the way of the Prowl. The turnover's made. Trying to slow down the fast break, though. The Monarchs are successful, but Podolsky stepping pretty far ahead, losing dodgeball as well. Defensively, just one dodgeball, and it's knocked out. Now DME gets the pass off. Collins now another DME to Collins. Catch and shoot. Two back-to-back plays. Flipped on its axis, but the result is the same, 80-10.
Chicago Prowl just keep coming. They are relentless right now. Mike Morowick blows up the play.
Yep.
It was only Schluter back on defense with a dodgeball for the Monarchs, and Morowick took care of it. DME and Collins finished. Monarchs need any kind of momentum right now, something.
Zimmet over to Benson. Benson does get beat before the pass. And DME is going to get the spin move.
It's going to be another goal.
It is a streaking Prowl player into the defense, no defense, excuse me, of the Monarchs. Another goal, 90-10.
This is becoming a blowout here.
Yes. And a timeout on the side of the Monarchs. They needed this. Defensively, the Prowl are dominant. Offensively, it just feels like they're picking up where they left off at the end of game one. They are unstoppable so far.
Yeah, this is just an even more impressive performance by the Chicago Prowl. They said, you like what you saw in game 1? Well, watch this. Look at what we can do when we're all dialed in, when we're all playing on the same page, when we're feeling confident. Their beaters have been holding control for a larger portion of this start, and they've been running lines. They've been changing lines frequently, and they just have so much energy. I wonder if the Monarchs can kind of get back into this game by matching them, by doing the same, by running shorter lines, and getting some of their more experienced players into the game. I like them putting Henry Bear Benson, OB into the game. These are some of their most experienced players, chasers that they can really trust. But they're going to need more. They're going to need Max Meyer. They're going to need Terry Carlson to step up. I'm really missing Emma Persons out with injury right now. The Monarchs need their veterans to take control of this game and rally their teammates.
Yeah, and it just feels like they're fighting an uphill battle until they can get that dodgeball control that we think is just so crucial. So far this game, it's been 95% in the hands of the Prowl. But the only time that they are without control, it's even 1-1 with the dodgeball on the ground. Like, it is absolute domination in the beater game, and the Monarchs have to flip something. They've got to either create a little chaos, start something new, and although they do start with control here, they have to keep it, because offensively, we haven't seen anything outside of a quick breakaway that started with a strip tackle and strong finish. So, gotta use your beaters offensively.
They're going to turn to Cody Narveson right now, their head coach, one of their longest tenured players. He's going to try to create an opening right now. Beats out Colin Gaines.
Schwartz now with the quad ball. Oh, but Majeski's not able to maintain the Prowl. Although without dodgeball control, they do create the turnover on a mishandled pass. Majeski not able to keep it, and the Prowl are going to be on offense again, potentially making this a 9-goal game if they can convert here.
Yeah, and one of the differences right now is that the Prowl are taking advantage of every window, even the smallest windows. The Monarchs are creating some opportunities, but not quite taking advantage as well.
Cole Collins, another shot. This one called no good, just below the hoop is what the officials are saying.
Oh, I thought that one was in.
I think Collins did too. He was all the way back on defense. Offensively, the Prowl now with dodgeball control. Narveson, the only dodgeball on defense for the Monarchs. DME getting the pass outside to Emma. Emma pass to the backside, back to the front. DME.
What a play by DME.
Big cut. Dodges, but the dodgeball does land. Turnover's made. Majeski has the ball. Vasquez on defense.
Nice stop from the Minneapolis Monarchs. That's what they need.
Yeah.
They need somebody to step up and match the athleticism, match the physicality of DME, and that's what Henry Bear Benson was doing at the hoops just then.
And look how wide this defense is getting here on the Prowl. They're staying pretty far outside as Brown does get beat.
A nice save from Samantha Schwartz.
Obi is able to get the pass off to Benson. Benson getting to the backside. Majeski does handle this one, but the shot is no good. Vasquez going the other way with the quad ball. Does get the pass off, but it goes the way of the Monarchs. Schwartz with Narveson.
Really nice play by Samantha Schwartz to get in there and wrestle for the quad ball. That's going to be a turnover. Henry Bear Benson in possession now.
Osher getting beat. Narveson clearing the way. Dodgeball control going the way of the Monarchs. Meredith McDowell opposite of Narveson offensively with these dodgeballs. Majeski at the top of the key. Emily Zveda on the close side. Vasquez is going to pressure up to Majeski and get knocked out. Zveda driving forward, does look for the shot, but it's deflected, no good. Defensively, number 18, Benjamin Peachy, able to go forward, and then fast break, no good as well. Now it's Bear Benson going the other way, one person to beat. Benson does spin through the tackle, and the shot, no good. It hits the rim and does not go through. Obi thought maybe it squeaked through, and because of the deflection, cannot handle the pass.
Yeah, the Monarchs just not getting any bounces right now. Thought that maybe they could catch the Chicago Prowl off guard while the Prowl were making a substitution, but what a hustle play from Riley Andrews to get in and affect the shot, affect Harry Bear Benson's drive, and the Prowl are back on offense now, looking to go to 100 points.
Vasquez to the right side. Zoc now with the quad ball. Offensively, the Prowl get the dodgeballs on the ground. Vasquez to the backside. Melton looking for the shot opportunity. No, he gets the pass off to Andrews, and Andrews is the one who scores. Prowl now in triple digits.
Chicago Prowl just working right now on offense. Everything going right for Chicago. You couldn't write a better script for the Chicago Prowl here in game 2.
100 to 10. Narvison getting the dodgeball in. Obi getting the pass off to Majeski. Majeski able to stretch that one through as we stop. The Monarchs stop a massive run by the Prowl. 100 to 20 now as Andrews comes screaming down the field. No dodgeballs to be the shot. Good, and there is no stopping this Prowl right now.
Yeah, I was just about to say that's more like it from the Minneapolis Monarchs, getting a goal on the other end. But to get that goal, they had to sell out. They had to lose a dodgeball. Cody Narvison was out of the play, and Riley Andrews recognized that window, saw it immediately, and pushed the pace, took the shot from the keeper's own line, and converted. Looks like we're going to get a ref talk now about a little bit of a skirmish that happened after the play, maybe. But Chicago Prowl just keeping their heads and playing well at the moment.
Yeah, this is an incredibly good performance to start game 2. A lot of game left here. With how strong Minneapolis has been with flag runner on pitch, that has to be the opportunity. And honestly, if I'm a Monarch fan, yes, the flagpole is important. But if you are stronger, if that is where you are going to create your difference in the game, extending that flag runner on pitch time to give yourself an opportunity for a more chaotic game, maybe that's where it happens. You extend the flag runner on pitch, you give yourself more time to eliminate that deficit, and then make your catch when it counts.
Yeah, and keeping the game low scoring maybe, slowing down the pace. I mean, maybe that's something for Minneapolis to think about going into game 3.
Yeah.
I mean, you played with Texas Cavalry back in the day, something definitely that Cav ball was known for at a time when they had one of the best seekers in the sport. Several great seekers on those teams. So maybe that's what Minneapolis has to do heading into game 3.
Yeah, with deficits like these, it does come down to a moment where you kind of do have to trust the flag runner. And we've got a great one here. Adil is not only a seasoned veteran, but incredibly good at extending some of these games like this. And come game 2, whenever fatigue can start to set in, that's where that tends to matter. As Majeski goes to the box for a yellow card, I believe.
Yeah, and it looks like Liam Zoc is also in the box right now, so double yellows.
Oh, deflections made. OB is not able to get the ball. Benson is after the deflection. OB does come away with possession now. The Prowl with both dodgeballs on defense. Benson's going to come out as Carlson goes in. And OB does as well. New line here for the Monarchs, at least in the Chaser game. A little more rangy here, perhaps on the offensive side. Emily's Veda on the opposite end. Meyer and Carlson on the close one. Carlson not able to get up to get this pass, as the quad ball is going to go the way of the Prowl now. Offensively, they're looking to run though.
Here comes Riley Andrews again.
3 to beat. Now 2 after the knockout. Meyer gets stuff to the ground. The stiff arm. The stiff arm by Andrews onto Meyer throws him into the hoops, and the stoppage of play here.
Yeah, they're going to reset the hoops.
Yeah.
Might have been dislodgement on Meyer.
I mean, not to Meyer's
extent. Yeah, I mean,
he definitely got pushed in. It is going to be incidental.
Yeah.
And we get the call, forward motion by the offense was halted on their own, and after that halting, the stoppage of play was to put the hoop back onto the base.
Yeah, Andrews is going to have Amy Zazdzinski on the near side.
And the spin move doesn't work, does get dislodged. Meyer is going to be able to get the defensive stop, and Carlson's coming away with the quad ball. Maybe, yes. I mean, just a mad dash defensively, and Meyer's pumped.
Yeah, Meyer brings some energy along with Mike Devine checking into the game now. But again, we're 16 minutes into the game, and this is the first time we're seeing Max Meyer. Yeah, I mean, maybe Minneapolis is wanting to get some of their younger players more opportunities. But interesting to see what they'll do in game 3.
Andrews is gonna get the pass off to Melton, and Melton's gonna put the ball through, but a timely knockout by the Monarch defense is gonna keep the score the same. A huge stop here for the Monarchs. As you said, they have to keep the scoring low. The set score is going to be from the highest scoring team in regulation, and in order for the Monarchs to have a shot, they have to stay in range.
Yeah, I mean, crazy as it sounds, with how this game has played out, the Monarchs are not out of it yet. They're down 80 points, but with the way their flag runner game is going, they've been good for 30 every game this season.
Gosh. Digman reading the pass immediately is able to cut the lane, and a beautiful pass on the opposite end to number 3. Zazdzinski is going to come away with a goal, right in stride, never missed a beat, beautiful catch, and throws it through. And the sideline is pumped as they welcome in their new hero.
Yeah, absolutely. Textbook, perfect play from Amy Zazdzinski. Outstanding finish. Love to see it.
Tough name, but an easy finish from the player.
Yes.
Honestly, the Monarchs now
11-2.
taking the offensive end, 110-20 for the Prowl. Carlson catching the pass, but not able to get the shot until beautiful move is able to get that one through. Carlson finally on the board.
That's Mike Devine, number 13.
Oh, sorry, Devine, excuse me.
For the love of God.
My bad, yeah. Mike Devine. That's his first action, I think, of the series, right?
He might have had a small cameo in game 1,
yep.
But
Flag runner
you know,
on pitch,
a
maybe.
key goal
Yeah.
right now. So yeah, we'll unless does the goal stand? Yeah, goal stands.
All right, Monarchs with the goal now. Offensively, they're looking to push the pace, though. Just one dodgeball offensively until the second one joins. Caleb Williams bringing up the second now. Number 10, Jerem, trying to stay active and set some screens here for DME. DME able to cut in, does jump through. Goal is no good. As play is stopped, the Monarchs, at least for the moment, coming away with the defensive stop and looking to press on offense. Trying to get a check on the dodgeballs. It looks like we've got a loose one behind the Prowl hoops.
Yeah, at least one AR signaling no goal there.
Blanchard with the dodgeball on the side of the Monarchs. And it appears the defensive stop is going to hold true. Williams is going to come away with a yellow card for back contact.
Yeah, it's Caleb Williams, new addition from the Baylor program, adding to the depth of this very good Chicago Prowl beating core. And I think we're going to get a timeout for the Chicago Prowl now.
Yeah, in just enough time here to solidify their end of regulation play.
Yeah.
Get the line that you're going to want to start that end game and hopefully generate some momentum, because if you're the Prowl and you saw the Monarchs, start to at least equalize here, you cannot let off the gas. The set score is always going to be the same distance from you no matter where you start, because you have this lead. And if you cannot end the game the way you started, then you're just giving the Monarchs an opportunity to come back in their strongest aspect of the game.
Yeah, and if you're the Chicago Prowl, if you're thinking about areas of improvement, and if you're looking to make noise at MLQ championships, you're gonna have to figure out the flag runner on pitch game, something that the team struggled with last season. In game 1, Minneapolis, I think, had the better opportunities and ultimately caught. So outstanding so far from the Chicago Prowl, but to really feel good about this performance, to cap it off, put the cherry on top, they're going to want the flagpole here in game 2.
Yep. No doubt about it. I mean, points on the board tend to bode well for the team who got them. So
Yeah.
If any Monarch fans out there looking for words of hope, I would say that it's just a matter of lengthening that snitch or that flag runner time on pitch and crawling back into this game tooth and nail, the way that we've seen them do in every game that they played this season. They pulled away, at least during that aspect of the game. And with possession here, they're going to look to start now. Meyer gets the shot off, and it's good. Deflected by Collins, but he was well behind the hoop before that happened.
Yeah, Meyer running on one bludger. Danny Yakub was back. Gracie Johnson applied the pressure in the beater game, and Meyer converts. He's the kind of player you want if you're running back up and down the field.
Now we get the passes, though. Collins on defense, not able to get it done, but offensively finding the right spot after a couple great passes, going from Smith to Collins through Jalem. I mean, everybody on the offensive end getting a piece of that quad ball.
Yeah, and that's contributions from some of the younger players on the Chicago Prowl roster. Lauren Smith from the Mizzou program, Nivash Jairam from the Columbia College program here in Chicago. Just young players doing their part for the Chicago Prowl.
Meyer offensively, after that perfect possession first, gets beat and has to go back. Quad ball on the ground. It's going to go away to Prowl, and Blanchard is going to get caught as well.
Love it.
Digman's going to go forward. He's got 3 to beat, and nobody's looking. Digman scores on the medium-sized hoop, and the Prowl are pulling away now, just moments away from end of regulation.
30 seconds.
Yeah, just everything going right for the Chicago Prowl right now. Minneapolis is going to want to move on from this game, flush it away, and come back with a blank slate in game 3, because just everything going right for the Chicago Prowl right now.
Yeah, and it's got to start now, though. You cannot wait for that third game to change anything. It's going to have to happen now.
5, 4,
This is going to be last
3,
possession.
2, 1.
Regulation is ending after the turnover or goal. Monarchs holding possession, and they are looking for an opportunity. Benson does get into the middle of the defense, but Meyer's not able to get the pass. Last possession, though, because of the turnover, is going to start end game, with the Prowl, barring a call here. And there will be a call. Vasquez is going to collect the yellow card and maintain possession for the Monarchs and extend regulation.
Yeah, Monarchs are going to get a chance now to narrow the lead to 80 points heading into flag runner on pitch.
A big deficit, but definitely better than the alternative, right?
Yeah, not guaranteed with Matt Brown in possession of a dodgeball.
Yeah.
And Mike Morellick.
Prowl still so strong on defense. And if they can burn this time to get Vasquez back in the game before flag runner is on pitch, that would be ideal. Benson looking for an opportunity, does get knocked out, and the turnover is made. Prowl come away with the defensive stop, down a player, and end regulation up 90 points here.
Yeah, Henry Bear Benson drawing a bludger, which is, what he needs to do, but not looking to pass.
Yeah. Lost 2 of his players in the transition as well. Going down, I mean, there's only 3 on offense, 4 on defense, not counting the dodgeballs. Just trying to make something out of nothing and coming away with exactly that.
Yeah. Monarchs really looking for answers right now. Let's see if they can figure some things out maybe in flag runner on pitch at the end of this game. I think you're exactly right that they need to be looking to learn now and figure out, what advantages they can press in Game 3 and just get a little bit of confidence back, because this has been just an outstanding performance. This has been a dominating performance for the Chicago Prowl.
If this is going to tell the tale of the rest of the series, it was a first 5 minutes of Chicago that I didn't realize was sluggish until I saw the rest of Game 1 and 2. Like, it is just a totally different gear out of this team that we haven't seen in years. And right now, Minneapolis is stunned. Like, they can't keep up currently. In using this time, sure, if during this time you find out something and you can eliminate the deficit and maybe pull out a miracle win, obviously evening up this series is incredible. But at the worst, coming away with some information and an identity that can punish this Chicago Prowl squad, that's good enough for me.
Yeah, and the Prowl, you know, they have so much talent. They have so much athleticism. They've said, you know, we're okay making this a track meet. We're okay getting out on the run. We trust our teamwork, our chemistry. We trust that we've been in the gym working out. And they're showing how hard they've been working. The last team to make their debut this season, the Chicago Prowl, every other MLQ team has played. But the Chicago Prowl have taken full advantage of the extra time.
Forcing people to pay attention at this point. With a performance like this, it is
9,
absolutely going to get heard.
7, 6, 5,
Goulet and Melton
4, 3,
going to be the seekers
2,
here.
1.
Hesitated over.
Release.
Once again, Adil is our flag runner here in Game 2. Quad ball on the side of the Prowl. Prowl taking their time with dodgeball control. That's going to give Melton plenty of time with this flag runner. Digman with the quad ball. Over to Zoc. Zoc back to Digman. Digman's got the entire middle of the field. Zoc looks behind and is able to get it through. A call's going to be made, though. Meyer looking for the fast break, and Zoc, both of them likely not hearing the whistle, honestly, given the effort.
Head ref Christian Barnes having a few words with Liam Zoc. Looks like no card.
No.
Max Meyer is going to retain possession of the quad ball.
At least no card on that. Okay. It's going to be net contact on the side of number 6, Emily Zveda. But no time going to be served given that the goal was good. Set score is 190, and that's going to put the Prowl 5 goals away from victory here, and a series victory. Over the Monarchs.
3, 2, 1, release.
Vasquez, after that penalty in regulation, is going to come back into the game, and Melton might have come away with this flag.
Wow! Matt Melton with the flagpole. The bench was reacting to the block by Nathan Digman. Max Meyer at the hoops. A highlight reel play. But Matt Melton with the grab. Refs are talking about it now.
That's going to mean 2 goals separate the Prowl from their series victory over the Monarchs.
If the poll is good, we'll see.
If good, correct, yep. I mean, more outstanding defense. That middle hoop is untouchable whenever they are set up. It's either Ing or Digman on that defense, and neither of them have been beat.
Yeah, it's been a real contrast between the two teams. The hoop coverage from the Prowl is really good. You know, this is a team that's historically played a lot of 2-2 zone. They've drilled a lot of covering the hoops. And both teams have played a lot of 2-2 and surely drilled a lot of covering the hoops. But Chicago just executing better defensively right now, getting those hands up and contesting shots. And we got the cane celebration from Matt
Gramps.
Melton. He's still got it.
He still got it. Yeah, that is absolutely true for a lot of the new younger additions on the Chicago squad. Melton making sure that even you know, some of the older guys can get it done as well. The Monarchs still with possession of the quad ball. Meyer is going to get beat, but Benson is able to maintain possession on his knees and back up faster than you thought was possible. Gets a pass off. Dislodging of the hoop, though, is going to make that no good on the defensive effort. Prowl come away with another stop.
And again, it's the coverage around the hoops. There's just limbs flailing, bodies flying out. This team is so hungry to make a defensive stop. They're just playing at the peak of their powers right now. It's the right play from Henry Bear Benson, drawing the beat, dishing off, but not able to convert in the end because of the defense.
Vasquez getting the pass back to Digman. Digman up top. Once again, 2 goals separating the Prowl from their first series victory over the Monarchs in years. Beat is made. Monarchs have an opportunity, but Digman sneaks it through both hands. I don't know how.
Okay, every bounce is just going for Chicago in this game. I have no idea how that snuck through. Zinnett had both hands up on the hoop, but somehow went through.
The defense
Chicago,
was there. I don't know.
One goal away.
One goal. It can't blame the defense. It was just a matter of literally inches on that shot. Dodgeballs hit the ground. The Prowl have control. Monarchs have nothing left on defense. If they turn it over here, it's going to be a fast break. Good alley-oop from Miller, but going back the other way, the offense is going to be made. Jerem with the quad ball. Don't count it. I didn't say it. Jerem looking quick. Fresh legs going to offer opportunity. Offensively, the beaters of the Prowl escorting them all the way down. Number 6 Smith is going to get around the defense, and the shot is no good.
Oh, that was the right play from Lauren Smith. Loved the idea, taking her space, taking the shot, just didn't find its way through.
And let's credit these beaters on the side of the Prowl. They are really offering offensively every opportunity. Miller with another chance as well. Deja vu.
Okay, and maybe this is something from the Minneapolis Monarchs. Maybe they're finding some chemistry here between Henry Bear Benson on the ball and Kolak Miller cutting off the ball behind the hoops. That's a good look for the Monarchs. No answer right now from the Prowl defensively.
All right. Monarchs now getting aggressive on the defensive end, but Podolsky loses that dodgeball in the shot. After the pass is good. Confirmation to be made. Just waiting. Set score is reached. The Chicago Prowl in their relocation have asserted themselves here in the North Division as potentially the favorites from here on out.
Yeah, with this win, the Chicago Prowl have announced themselves as the favorites in the North Division, beating the Minneapolis Monarchs, knocking the Monarchs off their throne, and announcing themselves to the rest of the country with this game. Chicago Prowl 195-60. Watch out. They're on the Prowl.
Okay, all right. Maybe, Jack, there's a lot of pride in a win like this.
A little bit.
If we're going to go with the puns, but it's all right.
I'm not the best at recognizing puns, Reed.
It's all right. Hopefully everybody else appreciated that. The real story, though, after a fresh reload like we've seen here, the relocation can mean a lot in the sense that, sure, travel is maybe a bit better for already a pretty Chicago-based dominant team before the relocation. Afterwards, you feel a bit closer to home in something like this, but really, I mean, this is not a recognizable team. It is totally different from the previous 2 years, and everybody likes to talk about how the Indianapolis intensity on their Final Four run in MLQ just a few years back before quarantine is something that, they may never live up to again. This is a team that might have some people believing.
Absolutely, and it's not just all the new additions that I listed before the game. It's a change in mindset. It's a change in strategy. It's a willingness to push the pace. It's a willingness to be aggressive, to hit defensively, to bring absolute 100% effort around the hoops. Just so impressed with how the Chicago Prowl performed here in Game 2. They're setting a high bar for other teams in the North Division and around the country to match right now.
Yeah, well, the series is locked up in the way of the Chicago Prowl, but it doesn't mean that we're done yet. We still have Game 3 as the Monarchs look to stay away from a potential sweep here after going 6-0 in their previous 6 meetings, looking to not get swept themselves. My name is Reed Marchman. I'm joined by Jack McGovern and the rest of the crew as well. As you're so lovingly named at this point. We're going to go to a quick break, and we will be back with Game 3 in just one moment.
Quad ball is a sport that integrates aspects from rugby, basketball, and dodgeball to create a fast-paced, mixed-gender game that features 7 players per side. Okay, so quad ball is played on a grass or turf field with 3 hoops of varying heights on each team's half. There's 4 balls in quad ball, 1 quaffle, and 3 bludgers, and the players run with brooms between their legs and must complete all the play while on broom. If a player comes off broom at any point, they have to tag the center hoop on their team's half before resuming play. Alright, so there's a lot of different positions. The first 2 are chasers and keepers, known together as quaffle players. They use the quaffle, a slightly deflated volleyball, to try to score through their opponent's hoops. There are 3 chasers per team, and they wear a white headband, and there's 1 keeper per team, and they wear a green headband. The keeper is only different in they can't be interfered with in their team's keeper zone, which is an area around the hoops when they possess the quaffle. On offense, all 4 players move the quaffle by running and passing and shooting to attempt to score. A good goal can be scored from either side of the hoop, and it's worth 10 points. On defense, players can tackle each other, and we're talking full contact to prevent the other team from scoring. Beaters, distinguished by black headbands, use the bludgers, dodgeballs, in attempts to knock out the opposing team's players. Each team has 2 beaters at any given time. A player of any position that is hit by a bludger thrown by the opposing team's beaters must dismount their broom, drop the ball they possess, and tag in on the center hoop before they can rejoin play. Beaters help their quaffle players on offense to clear paths to score, as well as work to stop opposing teams from scoring. Okay, so seekers, the ones with the yellow headband, pursue the snitch runner in an attempt to grab that snitch tail from their shorts, kind of like flag football, in order to earn 35 points for their team. They don't enter the game until after the 20-minute timeout, and they leave the game immediately after a good catch has been recorded. The snitch runner is an impartial official whose sole purpose is to prevent the seekers from catching their snitch tail. They can grab, push, wrap, or run away from the seekers to stop them from catching the snitch. The snitch runner comes onto the field after the 20-minute timeout and stays until they are caught. Quad ball is played in 2 halves. The first consists of a timed 20 minutes, and the second ends only when the set score gets reached. During the first half, the quaffle players and the beaters work together to score goals and stop the other team from scoring goals. When the game clock hits 20 minutes, there's a 2-minute timeout, and that's when the seekers and the snitch runner get introduced. At the same time, they're going to determine the set score. It's determined by taking the total of the leading team's score and adding 60 points. The set score gets indicated on a scoreboard, which will be separate from the game score, and whichever team reaches the set score first, either through only quaffle points or with the addition of that snitch catch, win the game. Quad ball is a sport that integrates aspects from rugby, basketball, and dodgeball to create a fast-paced, mixed-gender game that features 7 players per side. Okay, so quad ball is played on a grass or turf field with 3 hoops of varying heights on each team's half. There's 4 balls in quad ball, 1 quaffle, and 3 bludgers, and the players run with brooms between their legs and must complete all the play while on broom. If a player comes off broom at any point, they have to tag the center hoop on their team's half before resuming play. Alright, so there's a lot of different positions. The first 2 are chasers and keepers, known together as quaffle players. They use the quaffle, a slightly deflated volleyball, to try to score through their opponent's hoops. There are 3 chasers per team, and they wear a white headband, and there's 1 keeper per team, and they wear a green headband. The keeper is only different in they can't be interfered with in their team's keeper zone, which is an area around the hoops when they possess the quaffle. On offense, all 4 players move the quaffle by running and passing and shooting to attempt to score. A good goal can be scored from either side of the hoop, and it's worth 10 points. On defense, players can tackle each other, and we're talking full contact to prevent the other team from scoring. Beaters, distinguished by black headbands, use the bludgers, dodgeballs, in attempts to knock out the opposing team's players. Each team has 2 beaters at any given time. A player of any position that is hit by a bludger thrown by the opposing team's beaters must dismount their broom, drop the ball they possess, and tag in on the center hoop before they can rejoin play. Beaters help their quaffle players on offense to clear paths to score, as well as work to stop opposing teams from scoring. Okay, so seekers, the ones with the yellow headband, pursue the snitch runner in an attempt to grab that snitch tail from their shorts, kind of like flag football, in order to earn 35 points for their team. They don't enter the game until after the 20-minute timeout, and they leave the game immediately after a good catch has been recorded. The snitch runner is an impartial official whose sole purpose is to prevent the seekers from catching their snitch tail. They can grab, push, wrap, or run away from the seekers to stop them from catching the snitch. The snitch runner comes onto the field after the 20-minute timeout and stays until they are caught. Quad ball is played in 2 halves. The first consists of a timed 20 minutes, and the second ends only when the set score gets reached. During the first half, the quaffle players and the beaters work together to score goals and stop the other team from scoring goals. When the game clock hits 20 minutes, there's a 2-minute timeout, and that's when the seekers and the snitch runner get introduced. At the same time, they're going to determine the set score. It's determined by taking the total of the leading team's score and adding 60 points. The set score gets indicated on a scoreboard, which will be separate from the game score, and whichever team reaches the set score first, either through only quaffle points or with the addition of that snitch catch, win the game. Quad ball is a sport that integrates aspects from rugby, basketball, and dodgeball to create a fast-paced, mixed-gender game that features 7 players per side. Okay, so quad ball is played on a grass or turf field with 3 hoops of varying heights on each team's half. There's 4 balls in quad ball, 1 quaffle, and 3 bludgers, and the players run with brooms between their legs and must complete all the play while on broom. If a player comes off broom at any point, they have to tag the center hoop on their team's half before resuming play. Alright, so there's a lot of different positions. The first 2 are chasers and keepers, known together as quaffle players. They use the quaffle, a slightly deflated volleyball, to try to score through their opponent's hoops. There are 3 chasers per team, and they wear a white headband, and there's 1 keeper per team, and they wear a green headband. The keeper is only different in they can't be interfered with in their team's keeper zone, which is an area around the hoops when they possess the quaffle. On offense, all 4 players move the quaffle by running and passing and shooting to attempt to score. A good goal can be scored from either side of the hoop, and it's worth 10 points. On defense, players can tackle each other, and we're talking full contact to prevent the other team from scoring. Beaters, distinguished by black headbands, use the bludgers, dodgeballs, in attempts to knock out the opposing team's players. Each team has 2 beaters at any given time. A player of any position that is hit by a bludger thrown by the opposing team's beaters must dismount their broom, drop the ball they possess, and tag in on the center hoop before they can rejoin play. Beaters help their quaffle players on offense to clear paths to score, as well as work to stop opposing teams from scoring. Okay, so seekers, the ones with the yellow headband, pursue the snitch runner in an attempt to grab that snitch tail from their shorts, kind of like flag football, in order to earn 35 points for their team. They don't enter the game until after the 20-minute timeout, and they leave the game immediately after a good catch has been recorded. The snitch runner is an impartial official whose sole purpose is to prevent the seekers from catching their snitch tail. They can grab, push, wrap, or run away from the seekers to stop them from catching the snitch. The snitch runner comes onto the field after the 20-minute timeout and stays until they are caught. Quad ball is played in 2 halves. The first consists of a timed 20 minutes, and the second ends only when the set score gets reached. During the first half, the quaffle players and the beaters work together to score goals and stop the other team from scoring goals. When the game clock hits 20 minutes, there's a 2-minute timeout, and that's when the seekers and the snitch runner get introduced. At the same time, they're going to determine the set score. It's determined by taking the total of the leading team's score and adding 60 points. The set score gets indicated on a scoreboard, which will be separate from the game score, and whichever team reaches the set score first, either through only quaffle points or with the addition of that snitch catch, win the game.
Blanchard, both Minnesota products, University of Minnesota products. Blanchard, I don't think was with the team last year, and has provided so much of a boost to the beating core. Had a great series against Detroit, and yeah, it's a new combination for the Monarchs now.
All right, both games, the Monarchs coming away with dodgeball control and the Prowl coming away with the quad ball. Looks to remain, but Meyer's not able to get it. The pass back, everything going exactly the same, except the pass back was mishandled. Now Andrews going forward, little jump step, but does get stopped by Carlson. Carlson's defense staying strong. They're probably going to knock him out and give themselves an opportunity. DME's going to go to the backside. Pass is made, but it's straight into the hands of Richard. Richard getting the quad ball for the Monarchs. Monarchs starting the game without the quad ball, but this time not with a deficit.
Yeah, that's Mike Devine with the stop. I think,
what?
For the Monarchs.
I had the
Wrong roster.
Yeah, my bad.
Terry Carlson now looking for Meyer on the wing.
Thank you. Carlson now switching fields. The scoreboard, we're going to have to switch. Right now, still 0-0 on the side. Devine now with the quad ball. DB looking to push him out of bounds.
Great
The
interception from
gonna be
Lauren
made.
Smith.
Yeah. Getting a crucial goal in game 2 now, going on
She's
offense.
running it now.
Running around the hoop.
Oh!
The shot. Milgren. Okay, just calling it a pass. Might have been 2 goals there if the first one would have counted. They're going to count the second at the very least. Smith on both ends of the play being strong.
Yeah, from my angle at least, I thought the first one looked good from Lauren Smith, but Riley Andrews makes no doubt about it and converts for the opening goal of the game. 10-0 Chicago. Max Meyer now bringing the quad ball up. Noyes Oshra dodges a beat, but a long-range goal from Minneapolis. I was not expecting the shot there. Didn't even see who got it off, but it's 10-10. Chicago coming right back, but it looks like Max Meyer has come up with the loose ball.
Okay. Just doing a little bit of maintenance here, pardon me. There we go. Okay.
Hey, you can reset to the middle, Ken.
So Chicago Prowl are going to get the quad ball back. It's going to be a yellow card on Max Meyer for contact below the knees.
Thank you.
Tough break for the Monarchs. They've come out strong here in Game 3. But Chicago Prowl, quad ball in the hands of Nivash Jairam. They're going to have a chance to go up 20-10 right now. Jairam jukes, finds DME behind the goal, and the score. So the Prowl, again, using DME off ball, and DME getting into the positions, the right positions to score. 20-10
2010
Chicago.
Yep. Meyer, though, looking to answer right back and does so. Scores on the middle hoop with a great shot.
And that's exactly what Minneapolis needs right now. They need the steady hand of Max Meyer, one of their longest tenured players, to come in.
If good.
If good. And find those shots on the middle hoop. Take advantage of the fact that Chicago, some of their taller players are not in the game right now.
Yeah.
Goal stands.
Yeah, Jairam so active on the offensive and defensive end, but after shifting into that middle hoop, just not able to get up in time to stop that shot. Meyer getting his earliest action of any of the 3 games, and I think that that's a shift by head coach Emma Persons to get some of that activity early in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a good move.
This line was super strong at the flag runner on pitch aspect of game 1. Looking to recapture some of that magic. Offensively, the Prowl so rangy. Digman going from middle to the left, able to find Jairam. Jairam getting the ball back to the front side, protected by Brown, but it's kicked out, I think, by the Monarchs. Yeah, they're going to give it to the Prowl.
Yeah, it was Meyer on the kick. Jerry Mersick-Ellis with the quad ball now, looking at his options.
Digman looking at the middle hoop. Carlson knows he's got to block a DME, though able to find the middle-sized hoop just over the defense. 20-30 here for the Prowl.
Yeah, and Joe Blanchard had the dodgeball back in possession, but Matt Brown came streaking in and secured the beat, created the window, and Chicago Prowl retakes the lead, 30-20.
Dodgeball control on the side of the Prowl. Some of the line changes coming through on both sides here. Obi checking into the game. Benson on the opposite end. Schwartz on the close side. Meyer with the quad ball now. Meyer finding Obi on the backside, drawing the dodgeball defense, but Obi throws an errant pass. It's going to be a turnover. Prowl coming away. Collins with the quad ball, and dodgeballs are on the ground. Collins has no dodgeballs to beat, gets the pass into the men's side. Zuck gets it over to Manzilla, exactly, yes, thank you. I got caught up turning so quickly on that play, I couldn't even keep up. This Prowl squad is running on all cylinders.
Yeah, and with Matt Brown and Colin Gaines in the game at beater, the Chicago Prowl are just absolutely cooking right now, taking all of their chances to run on the fast break and converting.
Colin Gaines with the dodgeball, tossing back to Hoops. Meyer maybe finding an opportunity, does dodge one and keeps his feet. Now getting the pass to the middle of the field. Benson's going to make a cut. Pass to Schwartz is not good. Looks like the Prowl are going to be able to come away on defense.
Yeah, and a key disruption there, a deflection by Liam Zock. Just outstanding defense this entire series. Just has become an indispensable player for the Chicago Prowl.
Digman following Gaines, though, gets the pass off to Zock. Zock is going to put it through. Officials are going to confer here. Yeah, Digman thinks it's good. Zock also. Looking at the sideline. Just awaiting confirmation there. It's quick offense here again from the Prowl, and the Monarchs just not able to keep pace.
Yeah, and they have their big guns in right now. They have their most experienced players all playing on the same line right now.
Earliest shift for this line as well, too.
Yeah, and it looks like the goal is going to be no good. They're going to have a chance now, Minneapolis. It looks like 2 bludgers back for Chicago, though.
Yep.
Timeout by Monarchs.
Okay, they're going to call a timeout, though. Chicago, still the momentum on their side. The Monarchs trying to maybe afford this line a little more time on the pitch, maybe a rested timeout. Not necessarily. I mean, it's a 2-goal differential. The game's not getting out of your reach. Just a matter of, hey, let's get on the same page. This goal matters a lot. You have to set the pace for the rest of regulation.
Yeah, and I noticed some of those veteran members of the Monarch squad were starting to talk during that stoppage, having a conversation about how to defend, how to attack.
Yeah.
That conversation, I think, is continuing right now. And Minneapolis is finding themselves in a place that they really haven't been during the regular season for a couple years now.
Yeah.
With their backs against the walls, looking for answers. I mean, they felt good about this series last year. They were cruising a year ago. Yeah. And today it's been a very different story. The Monarchs are needing to go back to the drawing board.
Yeah, a complete flip of the script here in the North Division thus far, but plenty of game left. And whenever you're calling a timeout like that with the veteran squad on the pitch, you know that they're just trying to, like you said, afford themselves an opportunity to all get on the same page.
Yeah, I mean, what a statement it would be if Minneapolis could come out and deny the Chicago Prowl the sweep here after how Chicago played in Game 2. If Minneapolis can respond, that would show that they're still a tough team to contend with, and they have kind of that division champion mindset that they're not going to fold.
Yep. OB getting pressured here
Big
by the
hit
defense,
by
and Digman's going to get another swat going back the other way. Holding steady, though. No offense to be had yet. The dodgeball control on the way of the Prowl. That's going to give Digman plenty of space offensively. Oh, but a beautiful beat on the defensive end. I believe that came from number 55, Ben Schluter, with the snipe on the backside.
Yeah, Schluter's got a cannon. We've seen it a couple times this weekend. Interesting to see what he can do. It gives that extra range defensively and was able to take out Cole Collins on the last play.
Podolski and Schluter in on the beater side for the Monarchs. Looking to wrest control away from this Prowl squad, but Brown does not rest easy. A banner over the middle to Zimmett. Some dodgeballs on the ground though. Benson, one to beat there. Thinks better of it. Take your time. Monarchs do have control now. Podolski able to maintain it. Banner. Obi does not get the pass off in the deflection. Honestly, just throwing it straight into the defender. Perhaps not anticipating the kind of step that was made. The Prowl on offense now.
Yeah, great defense again by the Quapaw players on Chicago. Liam Zock and Nathan Digman just applying a lot of pressure high up, but Minneapolis with dodgeball control.
Split kick not successful on the side of Podolski, but he is able to maintain control of those dodgeballs. Zock's going to pass that behind the hoops to Digman. Digman's got everything available, but Schluter's going to get the pass, and it's to Collins. Collins back to Digman. Digman's going to score that one now. The double oop, I guess, opportunity.
Yeah, Chicago just feeling good right now. Lots of chemistry on the pitch. All the preparation, all the time they had to wait is paying off right now because they're cooking.
Really impressed by the hands on this Prowl squad. I haven't seen a mishandled pass in the last 2 games thus far. Really solid fundamentals on the side of the Prowls. Benson's looking to stop the run. Obi able to maintain control. The great contact, but it's going to be from behind. Zock is going to pick up a card, and Obi's going to look forward. Shot's going to be good. No time's going to be served on the side of Zock, but Obi's able to convert.
Yeah, really nice play by OB to fight through that contact, which is going to earn Liam Zock a yellow card, and remain focused on the hoop and sink the shot. That's a big goal for the Minneapolis Monarchs.
Would make it 30-50 here in Game 3.
Yeah,
you have to think.
So far, this game is looking more like Game 1 than Game 2. I mean, Minneapolis talked that they had a long conversation between the games. They took an early timeout, and it's paying off right now.
Yeah. I think defensively, they look a lot more aggressive with those beaters. The dodgeballs are flying a lot faster, and they're the ones dictating that trade, not the other way around. And it might be making Chicago a little more uncomfortable because they're not driving on their terms. They're reacting a little more, and they seem a little less comfortable doing that than the opposite.
Yeah, this is the first kind of extended spell of dodgeball control that we've seen from Minneapolis in a while. It's Nathan Podolski and Ben Schluter.
Yep.
Let's see if they can continue to chip away at that lead. They're going to need to stop Chicago here.
Vasquez to Andrews. Andrews swinging to the left side. Ings first action of the game as well. It's going to be a press opportunity though for the Monarchs. Vasquez is going to get the ball at the beginning of the hoop. Shot's no good. Ing back to the outside and against 2 dodgeballs. The Prowlers still able to convert. Number 3, Zazajinsky coming away with another goal.
And folks, that's how you break a press. If you've ever wondered, the Chicago Prowl just put a textbook example out there. Love the ball movement. Love the unselfishness.
Yeah.
Wow.
And confidence. Every pass handled perfectly. Every catch was with perfect timing. There was not a single mishandle the whole way. Monarchs now going the other way. Zimmett not able to get the ball through. Obi trying to convert it, but he can't get the ball off the ground. Benson, however, can. Zimmett now with the reception. The shot, is it good? They're going to confirm whether the beat happened before the shot or after. But I mean, that came straight from the belly button. Had to get it off quick. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah, and Zimmett also took a high dodgeball there. Looks like there's going to be no call on the play and no goal.
Yep, no goal. Zimmett is knocked out there, and the score stands 30-60 Prowl. Offensively, Williams looking to trade and does not succeed. Andrews able to make a great dodge, though. Podolski having to chase down a long dodgeball. Schluter, the lone dodgeball on the defensive side, able to deflect the offensive end, though. Podolski now back in play. Offensively, the Prowl, though, able to get the shot.
Yeah, a patient offensive possession from Riley Andrews in control of the quad ball, carrying the quad ball. Love it. Just a change of pace. Again, they've been playing mostly fast, but they're showing right now that they can wait up and be patient.
Most notably against two dodgeballs, too.
Yeah.
This is dodgeball control on the side of the Monarchs, both possessions, but the Prowl still come away with points.
Yeah, and it's not like the decisions that the Minneapolis Beaters are making are wrong, really. Chicago is just executing at the top of their game.
Monarch with a great opportunity, like Miller just outside of the pass. The shot, though, beat before? No, they call it good. Lack Miller able to convert. Beautiful play there. Dodging the bludger, getting Yakub knocked out there on the offensive end. Podolski and Schluter extremely aggressive.
Yeah, love the juke there from Gary Mersigelis going up against his former college teammate, Joe Goulet at Creighton. Some smiles exchanged there.
Love to see it. Offensively, the Prowl looking to keep things rolling. With how spread out they're looking, it's just a control game. Given that they don't have dodgeball control, they're taking their time. DME, though, gets inside the defense. One spin move, another one, and able to convert the goal. 40-80.
So good from Darian Mersigelis, the Team USA chaser. It's going to be such a big piece next weekend in Richmond, Virginia at the IQA World Cup, showing what he can do. Just really tough to guard one-on-one.
More aggressive beating here on the side of the Monarchs, and it opens up another opportunity for Lack Miller. Podolski does not maintain control, and the Prowl now with both dodgeballs.
Yeah, Lack Miller subbing back into the game and making an immediate impact with 2 goals, but Mersigelis now driving.
No dodgeballs on the defensive end. Pass from DME is clean again. Zasajenski. Now, as I get better with the name, she gets better at the game.
Oh, Reed, too good right now.
Hey, man, I'm feeling it. Offensively, Monarchs now 50-80, or no, 90, excuse me, 50-90. Lack Miller, after getting 2 straight goals, passes over to Zimmett. Zimmett back to Miller, Lack Miller, that is, tries to dodge the dodgeball, but is not successful. Zimmett's trying to pressure, does not get there in time. DME is going to make possession for the Prowl possible as they are looking to get some line subs on the beater end.
Yeah, big beat from Noyes Oshra there. Chicago holding control right now, and Matt Brown subbing into the game alongside Oshra. This is an effort by the Prowl to really put their stamp on this game and pull away before the crucial flag runner on pitch game. This is an aggressive sub.
Yumi gets a pass off to the backside, and through 2, trying to find the third, not able to do so, still maintaining possession, but it's just a matter of time before the dodgeballs hit the defense. Offensively now, wrested away like Miller, able to come away with the quad ball on defense.
Yeah, nice play by Lack Miller to get in there and hold on tight to the quad ball. That's a big turnover for the Monarchs. Let's see if they can cut it to 30 points right here.
Smith with a great initial move, getting past 1, but this Monarch defense swarms to the ball and just not able to wrest control away from Lack Miller on the defensive end. Goulet with the quad ball now, though. Off to the outside, Sydney Stomez with the ball. Dodgeball possession on the side of the Prowl. Defensively looking, and that's another. We've seen it time and time again.
He's done it a couple times today. Nathan Digman just reading the passing lanes, anticipating what the Monarchs are trying to do.
And these are tendencies. He knows they're coming. The shot, they say no good. Digman assured that it went through off the deflection, but The officials call no good. 50-90, still the score. I think Digman thinking, yes, he got a hand on it, but it went through the hoop nonetheless. Pass to the outside, but there's a dodgeball there. Digman, second opportunity. No dodgeballs on the ground. No. Narvison's got one. Like Miller's going to start the defense. Deflection, though, is made. Is that a shot? It's good. Gets the deflection and the shot. Peachy.
I love it. Ben Peachy has come in at different points in these games and just immediately had an impact. Able to use his confidence on the ball to drive, to shoot. Just does everything for the Chicago Prowl.
Yeah, every time he enters the game, it's something intangible.
Yeah.
You know, it's an off-script play that comes out of nowhere. That kind of deflection where it's a strong beat, dislodges the quad ball, and you have to think quick, get that ball off the ground, and get a shot opportunity. I mean, PG's done it best so far. Just kind of does the best with crazy situations in this game, and kind of, I mean, everybody likes to throw the term spark plug around, but it's plays like that ignite teams.
Oh, I agree, and just another grad of this Columbia College program that has transformed quad ball in the Chicagoland area. Just Ben Peachy making a difference here.
Meyer gets a crossfield pass, not able to control it though. Sellner trying to drive through too and loses the quad ball themselves. Gonna get a stoppage of play though. 50-100. The Prowl are up. If the Monarchs can get this within 30, I think they would consider that a success before the end of regulation, creating an opportunity where a flagpole would equalize the game. That has to be the short-term goal for the moment.
Yes, that's exactly right. They're going to get a power play opportunity right now. Kaylee Fugate in the box with the blue card.
Sellner with the ball, passing to the top. Meyer now. Dodgeball control on the side of the Monarchs. Narvison's going to have to protect the beater partner here. Meyer gets a crossfield pass to Carlson. Not tall enough, but Sellner is able to control it. And the shot is good. Sellner from long range. Beating the defense of Digman.
Digman a little slow to get up. Tried to read the passing lane again, but no good. All the dodgeballs are way down at the Monarchs' end.
Defense is tough, and that's where that slow start might burn them. Melton now with the ball behind the hoop. Does have the pump fake, gets the ball back over the top. Digman now with the shot, no good. That's his first missed shot this whole series.
Yeah, there might have been one or two in the first game.
At range.
Yeah, but you're right. The shooting's been on for the most part. Just a little bit too high there.
I mean, those middle hoop shots just feel, at least on the middle hoop, they feel so automatic thus far.
Yeah.
Potentially whatever happened on the defensive end affecting him there, given the slow start of the possession and then getting the ball maybe before he anticipated.
17.
Well, that middle hoop is available for the Prowl, and
has been all
they've mostly
series.
been taking advantage of it here.
Yeah. Meyer around to the right side with the help of Narvison. Sellner now once again on the backside, slips one tackle, switches pants, does not get the pass off though. Number 17, Sydney Stomas swats it back to Meyer. Meyer around the edge, does this all the time and gets it through. We've got a comeback here. It's 70-100. I said get it within 30. They might do better than that.
And what a play by Sydney Stomas to keep it alive.
Yeah.
We talked so much in Game 2 about Chicago winning loose balls, but so far it's been much more even here in Game 3, or maybe even advantage to Minneapolis, and we're going to get a timeout by Chicago now. They don't want to get allow this game to get too close because they know what Minneapolis can do in the flag runner on pitch game. This game just got a little uncomfortable for the Chicago Prowl.
Yeah, for the first time all series, right? I mean, the Monarchs had a lead in Game 1, evaporated within 5 minutes, and then it's been all Chicago since then. This is the first time I felt like the momentum has shifted back. Yeah, they got a flagpole in Game 2, but it still felt like Game 1, but it felt like an uphill battle nonetheless. Now, potentially, with another good flag on pitch series, they could do it again. It's just a matter of maintaining this pace and keeping the Prowl uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's right, and it's been with some of the most experienced players for the Chicago Prowl on the pitch. So a couple shots just a little bit off.
Yeah.
Shots that the Prowl thought were in.
Yep.
For the first time, shots not quite falling, and alley-oops not quite connecting for the Prowl.
Let's credit the beater defense, I want to say, on the side of the Monarchs, because the dodgeballs are coming out faster. It's making the Prowl perhaps think a little earlier and be a little more hesitant about some of their drives, because these dodgeballs are coming from 10, 15 yards away. They need to know exactly where they are a lot sooner than they were in game 2 and 1. So perhaps a good mentality shift on the side of the Monarchs, and let's credit this team for the changes we've seen.
Yeah, it's Cody Narveson and Meredith McDowell in right now.
Yep.
For the Monarchs. Narveson with the dodgeball, definitely affecting play for the Prowl.
And it's Williams and Richard on the Prowl for the beaters of the Chicago team. Ing is going to receive the pass, get the pass behind to Collins. Collins, pump fake one, does get the shot on the second. With dodgeball control, they are so comfortable on the offensive end, and they take that timeout and use it perfectly to get points on the board.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what you wanted if you're the Chicago Prowl, coming out of the timeout, taking full advantage, and they're going to get a turnover here. Great read by Cole Collins.
Just such a long pass, and Collins is going to have another attempt. Gets the pass to Ing. Is the shot no good? Yeah, it's no good. They're going to keep possession, though. Vasquez able to out-hustle the defense and get the ball on the side of Chicago. Ing with another pass opportunity. Vasquez now receives a pump fake. One shot, no good. Hitting the head of her fellow beater. Williams is not able to get out of the way of the hoop, and it does go wide. Monarchs are going to get possession of the ball here.
Yeah, and the hoop defense for the Monarchs has come alive here. They're getting those hands up, scrambling to get in the way of the far side hoops, and just affecting play a little bit more than they were able to early in the series. The alley-oops aren't so easy anymore for the Chicago Prowl. The shots aren't so open.
Yeah, we needed this a lot sooner, I think, if you're on the side of the Monarchs. But, I mean, one of the things that we were talking about, finding that fold can mean more now for later series. Like, finding those weaknesses and fixing them mid-series shows a lot of resilience in a team that has high aspirations like the Monarchs do. Officials still collaborating. Trying to make sure everything is called correctly. It was the missed shot on the side of the Prowl and the recovery of the quad ball by the Monarchs. As the play stood, minute 30 still in regulation. Dodgeball control on the side of the Prowl. Meyer flanked by Carlson and Devine. Stomez on the opposite end as well now. After the great offensive possession there. Now trying to break the press, but
Throws it away.
bad pass there. Rare on it, honestly, on the side of Carlson. Advances the ball, and that means they can't throw it back. It's going to be Vasquez that's going to maintain control. 1 minute. Good movement here from the side of the Prowl. These chasers now holding control, driving in, pump fake 1, 2, another one, gets it through. It's Smith. After the double pump fake, gets the defense into the air and throws it through the hoop.
Emma Vasquez and Lauren Smith, these are two elite players for the Chicago Prowl.
Yeah.
Working together, Vasquez spinning out of that pressure from Max Meyer, and Lauren Smith with the finish using the pump fakes. Just outstanding from the Chicago Prowl.
30 seconds left in regulation. The Monarchs looking to get dodgeball control, and they do. The shot, though, no good. 20 seconds now. The Prowl maybe making this the last possession. Looking to get dodgeball control back. Williams able to get the split kick and perhaps dodgeball control for the team. Offensively, Andrews is getting it, but it's a great tackle by Meyer. Defensively, Blanchard's going to make the beat, but the pass is good. It's going to be Manzella, getting the ball through the hoop for the Prowl right before regulation ends.
And what a momentum shift. Chicago Prowl slams the door shut as regulation is ending with a couple of huge goals. They just gave themselves the cushion heading into the end game.
The contended topic right now, though, is where the dodgeball control lies. It was a beautiful play by Manzella. Ali just coming in, receiving a difficult pass to catch already, getting a bit of a windmill pump fake to get the defense into the air and working it through the hoops. Every single Prowl member of the Chicago team has that move in the arsenal, it appears. It's got to be something that they're working on, because every time we've seen the ball get close to the hoops, they're all pump faking in that way, and the Monarchs are biting hard.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the best moves you can have in your pocket as a chaser around the hoops. Just knowing to have that little bit of hesitation, that little bit of deking out the defender. So yeah, I mean, it must be something that they've been working on, because all the players are doing it, like you said.
Head coach of the Chicago Prowl getting loud for her team as they're going into endgame with a 60-point lead here. The Monarchs cut it close. They got within 30 and then just lost it. The Prowl made a great timeout call, reset the momentum, figured out what they were going to do for the last bit of regulation, and attacked hard with those beaters on the offensive end.
Yeah, no, this is quite something from the Chicago Prowl. They're showing they can win in multiple ways. They can win by totally overwhelming their opponent, running on the fast break. They can also win by when things aren't going right, they can step back, talk in timeout, make some adjustments, and come out with a different look, and come out with a different approach. And that's what they've done to kind of stop the run that the Monarchs were having in the middle of this Game 3.
Saving grace for the Monarchs. I do believe they have dodgeball control as flag runner comes onto the pitch. When we get to this end game, in Game 2, dodgeball control was mostly in the hands of the Prowl. If the Monarchs can maintain that, they're going to be much better off than they were in the second game and can help whittle down this 60-point lead that the Prowl have earned themselves here in Game 3.
Yeah, and we should give the Chicago Prowl Seeker game some credit here, too. I mean, lest we not forget, they caught in Game 2. It was Matt Melton, and it was more even around the flag runner. Melton checking back in at Seeker, the player who caught in Game 2. So, yeah, I mean, the Chicago Prowl looking to come away with a convincing Game 3 victory here and avoid any type of drama. Minneapolis hoping to write a different script.
Yep, Bitson coming in for the Seeker game in the way of the Monarchs as well. Repeat of Game 2. Coming onto the offensive end, though, it's going to be Blanchard and Johnson with the dodgeballs for the Monarchs, as well as the quad ball in the hand of Meyer.
9, 8.
And it looks like he's going to take his time. They're going to get an opportunity at this flag runner first.
3, 2, 1. Seeker's release.
Narveson checks in. It's Gracie Johnson and Narveson offensively, and they're going to look to surround Adil here, our flag runner for Game 3. Good beat by Narveson. Now offensively, Obi can look, gets a pass behind. Devine now with the ball. Looking to get through 3 defenders, perhaps 4. Can't get the ball into a scoring position. It just gets tied up.
Yeah, head ref Christian Barnes going to whistle the play dead here. Looks like it's going to be a blue card on chaser Ali Manzella.
After the great offensive possession on the other side just before the end of regulation, picking up a blue card here.
Dodgeball control has also swung to Minneapolis on that possession. So they're going to try to set up a bubble now for their seeker, Henry Bear Benson.
Danny Yakub with the lone dodgeball, but nowhere near the defensive hoops here. It's going to be 3-on-4 favoring the Monarchs offensively. A bit of a chuckle here as this start is going to be contentious. I think there's 4 players here with a hand on this quad ball.
And OB and Stoma is looking to get into, maybe.
And it immediately goes to the ground. A tug of war reminiscent of the 4th of July backyard parties you might have participated in just a week ago. Prowl are going to come away thanks to the numbers advantage on that quad ball, and Andrews is going to be coming downfield, bounce pass to DME. Offensively, they're looking to pressure. Prowl are going for the balls. Was it a goaltend? A legal goaltend there by Lack Miller is going to keep the goal from going through, but Barnes might be considering a reckless dislodgement. Did stop the goal, to be fair, but to do that took out an innocent hoop on the way.
Sometimes it's the right play.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's taking a pass interference on a sure touchdown, right?
Oh, that's a little too close to home for me. I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan.
Oh, Jack, I had no idea. We'll see. I mean, I'm a Cowboys fan, so I'm more than willing to twist that knife. Andrews, though, knife being twisted and salve. Obi coming away with possession.
Yeah, really nice play by the Monarchs to
look
poke
at
the
this
quad ball
pass.
loose, and here comes OB.
Screaming down the field, Obi can be stopped, does get the pass off, and selflessly finds Stomez.
Yeah, great job by Stomez to run with OB and present herself as a passing option. That's a big goal for the Monarchs.
Black Miller back into the game. The Monarch,
Kill the penalty.
yep, and get a goal on the other end.
Yeah.
80 to 130 is the score. Flag runner still on pitch. Pass fake is made. Collins back to the other side. Manzella gets another goal for herself, but it's Obi on the other end, trading goals back and forth. The Monarchs happy to do that now, but you cannot keep this up. You need some stops. You are at a disadvantage thus far.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Prowl are happy to trade goals. Maybe the Monarchs need those stops, and they're gonna try to figure some things out now to stop Collins and Digman.
Narveson putting on a clinic in the dodgeball game, beating both defenders. And Digman, yeah, he's going to get the goal, but the game extends thus far.
The screen just helps to free up Digman there. That's exactly what you want to be doing in the quad ball game with the flag runner on pitch. Joe Goulet working on snitch flag runner Adil Abdallah right now.
Yakub with a clutch beat there and kick to teammate Williams. It's Meyer on the offensive end, finding Lack Miller, and the sure-handed Lack Miller gets another goal.
Whistle hasn't blown yet.
Oh. Man, I'm curious if he actually gets that flagpole, if it would have happened after the whistle, which would have been, I mean, milliseconds.
Yeah, Joe Goulet came really close there, from what I could see.
Yep. Like Miller, it looked like the goal was good. Yep. Okay, body language there tells me everything. It is going to be a good goal. Yep. All right, goal is good. Score is 100 to 150. Set score is 190. If the Prowl catch here and score, it is going to be endgame. Yakub with a great beat on Narveson, barely clipping the Cavs. Digman with a pass, but is just wide of Vasquez. Collins able to get it before the half sideline. Meyer, oh, beautiful turn, but it's going to be stopped by the officials.
Yeah, I think Peachy is going to draw the foul on Lack Miller for tackling out of bounds, propelling a player out of bounds.
Oh, without a ball.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit late, maybe.
I was already transitioned to the rest of the play.
Tackle from behind is the call.
Yeah.
Yellow
I think you
card.
could have picked either.
Yeah.
I go back to where I was in the penalty list?
No.
But they also can move back to the
All right. Ball's going to stay on the way of the Prowl. Got Dignan, Vasquez on the close side alongside Peachy. Peachy gets a pass forward, and it is a good goal as well. Great pass to the opposite end.
Yeah, Peachy absorbs a big hit from Max Meyer, who's now streaking down the other end of the pitch. Looks for Zimmett.
Smith was the one with the goal credit on that one after a great catch and shoot. Meyer passing it down. That puts the Prowl within flag catch range. If they can pull, it is over. Vasquez with the quad ball. 2 to beat, 1 to beat, nobody to beat, excuse me. A beater and a seeker does not a defense make. Vasquez puts him within 2 goals
Yeah,
of
love
a sweep.
Love the outlet pass from Nathan Digman off the stop defensively, denies Zimmett at the far side hoop, and then knows that he's got Emma Vasquez cutting up the field and finds her for the goal.
Dodgeball's on the ground as Zoc gets some alone time with Adil on the flag runner end. Pass to the backside, pump fake, great shot there. Number 15, Sam Schwartz, getting onto the board with a good pump fake, but it's J-Rum screaming down the field on the other side in the fast break, putting it down. 1 goal separates Chicago from the sweep. Meyer driving down, gets the defensive stop. J-Rum after the score, but it's Lack Miller with the quad ball still, driving through the defense, getting the shot off as he falls. On the other end, J-Rum looking to screen down again. Another fast break opportunity, but thinks better of it. Passes to the close side, but that's Schluter's territory there. The beat made from the middle of the field.
Yeah, lightning pace from both teams, but Minneapolis has pulled a beater wisely. Ben Schluter back into the quad ball game. They're going to have to get some stops defensively right now.
Got it. Honestly, you have to ignore this flag runner game. Carlson on the backside with the quad ball. Able to create a cut, gets a pass to the middle, and a score. Another goal for Schwartz, back to back on the side of the Monarchs. Got to play defense though. If the Prowl score here, it is a sweep for Chicago. J-Rum now driving middle to the left side. Gets turned around but doesn't see the beater. Gracie Johnson's going to create the turnover. If the conversion is made, Meyer doesn't know where the quad ball is.
Great play by Gracie Johnson to blow up the Chicago offensive possession. Just outstanding field awareness and recognition.
Demi with the quad ball. Schluter has to play defense here. Cannot worry about the seeker game. Offensively, even Chicago coming into the game with the dodgeball presence. Looking to clear the lanes. DME does not see it left. Passes to J-Rum on the left side. Carlson covers the defense. Gets a pass to Manzella on the back side. And it's good defense on Schluter to keep this game possible.
Yeah, Monarchs hanging around, staying in this game. They have to be ultra careful here. Cannot give up a fast break or the game is over. It's Matt Brown and Noyes Oshra with dodgeball control.
And now Schluter able to get the dodgeball back.
Oh no.
Oh no, it was a kick beat. No. So now the Monarchs, no dodgeballs on defense. They have to maintain quad ball control. Otherwise, there's going to be a fast break.
3, 2, 1, push out.
Meredith McDowell does have a dodgeball now as play is stopped. At the very least, the Monarchs have something on defense.
Yeah, they've got dodgeballs back, or one dodgeball back. But
I mean, the Prowl with control, it's going to be hard to stop.
yeah, I mean, at some point, the Prowl are going to bring their dodgeballs fully back on offense too. This next possession might be it. Here comes Matt Brown.
Coming in, Brown, like you said, clearing the way. Schluter, though, deflects it. Dodgeball does hit the ground, and Manzella does not see the pass.
And very well defended from Ben Schluter there.
Yeah.
Withstands the onslaught from Matt Brown and keeps the Monarchs alive. Ben Schluter.
3, 2, 1.
Meyer with the ball. Cannot stress enough how important it is to stay disciplined on the offensive end, because a turnover here at the wrong time could mean an easy goal. McDowell having to throw the dodgeball back.
Comes
to
back out
Schluter.
again. This time
Schluter
gets beat.
can't catch
No
it.
dodgeballs.
Going back the other way though. Manzella gets a pass off, but not in time. Zazadinski not able to get the shot off before the dodgeball comes in. I'm getting too excited. I'm getting my words jumbled.
Yeah, McDowell arrives just in time with a dodgeball and saves the game for the Monarchs. Great play.
Oh, dismount. Obi does not have quad ball. Defended by Schluter. This is dodgeball control on the side of the Monarchs for the first time in minutes. McDowell and Schluter advancing with the offense.
This has been a really good shift from them. They know they have to be conservative.
Almost a catch here for Goulet. Looking to just give Goulet a little bit of time. Chicago knows that and feels like they've got a pressure. Obi now passing far side. Selner with an opportunity. Is that shot good?
No signal.
No good. They're going to call it no good and a turnover. No resets allowed here. The shot no good. Where are these dodgeballs on the defensive end? Schluter sitting solidly in the middle of the field. McDowell just on the periphery. Bayadil, our flag runner. And the offense is going to be slow. Selma gets knocked out on the way back after trying to wolf. Andrews now with the cut. The shot, and it's good! This could be it. Play is stopped. All we're waiting for is confirmation. And that is it. The Chicago Prowl flip the script, take back the North Division crown. Unofficially thus far, we still have a championship ahead, but a sweep of the two-time defending champion Monarchs is a big statement from the Prowl.
Yeah, Detroit's going to have something to say about the North Division, the Western half, but what a series from the Chicago Prowl. This was a statement to the North Division and to the whole nation that the Chicago Prowl are one of the best teams in MLQ this summer. They're going to be tough for any team to play. Going forward, this is a team playing at the peak of its powers right now. All on the same page, just incredibly well prepared. Chasers and beaters, coordinated, chaser lines, outstanding chemistry. This was just as good as it gets for the Prowl.
The best we've seen them look in over 4 years, as you stated before. This is a complete team finally. They've got depth, they've got versatility, and they've got confidence, most of all, that we haven't seen from them in a long time. MLQ is good to have some contests here in the North Division after Minneapolis has been so strong in the past 2 years. A fun unfolding here, and now it's on the onus of Minneapolis to make the change before North Division championships and take control back of this division before the Prowl even had a taste at the cup.
Yeah, make no mistake, this Minneapolis Monarchs team is a very talented team. This is a tough team. This is an experienced team. They're going to be back, and looking forward, they're going to be a really tough out if Minneapolis, or excuse me, if Chicago can take care of business, Minneapolis is going to be a really tough out coming out of the play-in bracket at MLQ Championships. That's way ahead of us, but just to say, this is a very good team. Make no mistake.
Yeah, Toronto improving their gameplay this season, no doubt about it. Both of these teams absolutely getting better on the pitch versus last year. The North Division improving at a rapid pace. And if they can keep this up, and if they can keep competition high, come champs, we might see a little bit of upsets maybe in the way of some inexperienced fans and analysts. So that's going to be it here from Chicago, just north of the inner city, and I'm super happy to bring this to you. My name is Reed Marchman, Jack McGovern here on the call as well. Thank you to everybody here who helped out in production. Thank you to the refs, and most importantly, the teams for putting on an incredible show. That's going to be it here. Chicago Prowl 3-0 with the sweep. And
Quad ball is a sport that integrates aspects from rugby, basketball, and dodgeball to create a fast-paced, mixed-gender game that features 7 players per side. Okay, so quad ball is played on a grass or turf field with 3 hoops of varying heights on each team's half. There's 4 balls in quad ball, 1 quaffle, and 3 bludgers, and the players run with brooms between their legs and must complete all the play while on broom. If a player comes off broom at any point, they have to tag the center hoop on their team's half before resuming play. Alright, so there's a lot of different positions. The first 2 are chasers and keepers, known together as quaffle players. They use the quaffle, a slightly deflated volleyball, to try to score through their opponent's hoops. There are 3 chasers per team, and they wear a white headband, and there's 1 keeper per team, and they wear a green headband. The keeper is only different in they can't be interfered with in their team's keeper zone, which is an area around the hoops when they possess the quaffle. On offense, all 4 players move the quaffle by running and passing and shooting to attempt to score. A good goal can be scored from either side of the hoop, and it's worth 10 points. On defense, players can tackle each other, and we're talking full contact to prevent the other team from scoring. Beaters, distinguished by black headbands, use the bludgers, dodgeballs, in attempts to knock out the opposing team's players. Each team has 2 beaters at any given time. A player of any position that is hit by a bludger thrown by the opposing team's beaters must dismount their broom, drop the ball they possess, and tag in on the center hoop before they can rejoin play. Beaters help their quaffle players on offense to clear paths to score, as well as work to stop opposing teams from scoring. Okay, so seekers, the ones with the yellow headband, pursue the snitch runner in an attempt to grab that snitch tail from their shorts, kind of like flag football, in order to earn 35 points for their team. They don't enter the game until after the 20-minute timeout, and they leave the game immediately after a good catch has been recorded. The snitch runner is an impartial official whose sole purpose is to prevent the seekers from catching their snitch tail. They can grab, push, wrap, or run away from the seekers to stop them from catching the snitch. The snitch runner comes onto the field after the 20-minute timeout and stays until they are caught. Quad ball is played in 2 halves. The first consists of a timed 20 minutes, and the second ends only when the set score gets reached. During the first half, the quaffle players and the beaters work together to score goals and stop the other team from scoring goals. When the game clock hits 20 minutes, there's a 2-minute timeout, and that's when the seekers and the snitch runner get introduced. At the same time, they're going to determine the set score. It's determined by taking the total of the leading team's score and adding 60 points. The set score gets indicated on a scoreboard, which will be separate from the game score, and whichever team reaches the set score first, either through only quaffle points or with the addition of that snitch catch, win the game. Quad ball is a sport that integrates aspects from rugby, basketball, and dodgeball to create a fast-paced, mixed-gender game that features 7 players per side. Okay, so quad ball is played on a grass or turf field with 3 hoops of varying heights on each team's half. There's 4 balls in quad ball, 1 quaffle, and 3 bludgers, and the players run with brooms between their legs and must complete all the play while on broom. If a player comes off broom at any point, they have to tag the center hoop on their team's half before resuming play. Alright, so there's a lot of different positions. The first 2 are chasers and keepers, known together as quaffle players. They use the quaffle, a slightly deflated volleyball, to try to score through their opponent's hoops. There are 3 chasers per team, and they wear a white headband, and there's 1 keeper per team, and they wear a green headband. The keeper is only different in they can't be interfered with in their team's keeper zone, which is an area around the hoops when they possess the quaffle. On offense, all 4 players move the quaffle by running and passing and shooting to attempt to score. A good goal can be scored from either side of the hoop, and it's worth 10 points. On defense, players can tackle each other, and we're talking full contact to prevent the other team from scoring. Beaters, distinguished by black headbands, use the bludgers, dodgeballs, in attempts to knock out the opposing team's players. Each team has 2 beaters at any given time. A player of any position that is hit by a bludger thrown by the opposing team's beaters must dismount their broom, drop the ball they possess, and tag in on the center hoop before they can rejoin play. Beaters help their quaffle players on offense to clear paths to score, as well as work to stop opposing teams from scoring. Okay, so seekers, the ones with the yellow headband, pursue the snitch runner in an attempt to grab that snitch tail from their shorts, kind of like flag football, in order to earn 35 points for their team. They don't enter the game until after the 20-minute timeout, and they leave the game immediately after a good catch has been recorded. The snitch runner is an impartial official whose sole purpose is to prevent the seekers from catching their snitch tail. They can grab, push, wrap, or run away from the seekers to stop them from catching the snitch. The snitch runner comes onto the field after the 20-minute timeout and stays until they are caught. Quad ball is played in 2 halves. The first consists of a timed 20 minutes, and the second ends only when the set score gets reached. During the first half, the quaffle players and the beaters work together to score goals and stop the other team from scoring goals. When the game clock hits 20 minutes, there's a 2-minute timeout, and that's when the seekers and the snitch runner get introduced. At the same time, they're going to determine the set score. It's determined by taking the total of the leading team's score and adding 60 points. The set score gets indicated on a scoreboard, which will be separate from the game score, and whichever team reaches the set score first, either through only quaffle points or with the addition of that snitch catch, win the game. Quad ball is a sport that integrates aspects from rugby, basketball, and dodgeball to create a fast-paced, mixed-gender game that features 7 players per side. Okay, so quad ball is played on a grass or turf field with 3 hoops of varying heights on each team's half. There's 4 balls in quad ball, 1 quaffle, and 3 bludgers, and the players run with brooms between their legs and must complete all the play while on broom. If a player comes off broom at any point, they have to tag the center hoop on their team's half before resuming play. Alright, so there's a lot of different positions. The first 2 are chasers and keepers, known together as quaffle players. They use the quaffle, a slightly deflated volleyball, to try to score through their opponent's hoop.
All right, welcome everybody. Chicago Prowl. I'm so good at this, by the way. The Chicago Prowl coming off a sweep of the Minneapolis Monarchs after going 0-6 in the previous 2 meetings. I'm joined here, honored to, by Kennedy Murphy and Emma Vasquez of the victorious team. Joey Shea going to be helping me alongside for this interview. And Joey, why don't you kick us off?
Yeah, so, I mean, compared to last season, the old Intensity team saw a much different performance last year compared to this year. What kind of changes did you go through, and what did you do to prepare for this series?
Yeah, great question. Well, we had 2 months to prepare for this series. I think we're the last MLQ team to have a series this season. We went through every possible defense that we thought Monarchs would run against us so that we would be ready on the offensive side. And we also got creative with our defenses. So we didn't know what we were going to run going into this game, but we had a plethora of options. So we adapted to what they were doing and shut them down that way.
Yeah, one of the things that we talked about on broadcast during the games, no way you could have known, but it was how great it was to see the kind of versatility, offensively and defensively, from this Chicago team that we haven't seen in years. Since, I mean, like you said, maybe that semifinal run early on in the inception of the Intensity. And so having that pay dividends is obviously great now. How do you keep innovating going forward?
I think we're not locked into what our championship roster will be. There's always opportunities for our players to grow and develop into different roles. So I think you'll see a different team once we get out there in August. And preparing for our out-of-division teams will be very important, their style of play, rather than just the North.
Emma, last year you played for Detroit. How has the adjustment period been going from last year's Detroit team to this year's Chicago team?
Yeah, I think for Detroit last year, we focused a lot on developing our younger players since we had a lot of college kids. And I was also coaching Detroit last year too. So it took away a little bit of time and focus for playing. I mean, I really enjoyed the team and we really improved. And then the transition from this team is so much faster paced. We talk about ideas on the pitch. Leadership is very good about bouncing ideas off of people, or if something's not working, we talk about it as a group. So just the communication and the speed has definitely improved this team.
Cool. So to expand on it then, you speak with a lot of love of that Detroit team, and coming into this, you seem just super excited going forward. For Kennedy on the other end, getting a compliment like leadership feels really good. Obviously this was intentional, but what are some of the little things that maybe people at home don't see that you think are really helping players like Emma come into the fold like that?
Yes, so Emma is a little bit of a special case. She's played with us for 2 seasons on Boom Train. Over half of this team is made up of Boom Train players. So she already has that connection, but even for players like Byron and Caleb, who are coming from college teams way outside of the Midwest, they've been able to easily integrate. We do social things outside of practices. We've shown them around Chicago, and we have a very active group chat in Slack.
Yeah. Cool.
I also really love your quotes. Each week there's a quote that she sets out, and it makes us focus on what we want to accomplish each week. I don't know if you want to give an example. But.
Sure. Yeah. One was, be better because we are better.
Oh.
I think that was our most recent one.
That's strong. That's confident. I love that. Is that from the book? That
That is not from the book. That came from my own head.
what? Oh my! We've got a modern day motivational speaker here from Kennedy Murphy. Honestly, lucky to have her on the team. It seems. No. All right, Joey. What else?
You know, obviously savor the win of this series, but where do you go from here? How do you see yourself continuing to compete?
Of course, we have Detroit in 2 weeks, so that's our first stop. But even looking past that, we want the divisional title very badly. It's been since 2019 since we've had it, so we're looking at North Division champs right now.
Cool. And Emma, personal goals going forward?
Definitely being more aggressive on offense. Sometimes I feel like I'm not as aggressive, and then it like a switch flips, and I get there, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm doing really well, but I need to switch to flip sooner.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, I love asking that because then in the future, whenever we actually see that, because everybody here seems so hardworking, like the goals seem to happen as of just effort. We can reference that and say like, yeah, this was very intentional. So thank you. Appreciate it. Of course, go give it the team. Like Joey said, savor the victory, and we'll see you again in 2 weeks. All right.
All right.
All right. Thanks everybody.
Thank you.
All right. I gotta stand. It's so awkward. I'm gonna turn it. Okay.